Agasa has caused Hong Kong's airport to shut down from tonight until Thursday. Hong Kong-based airline Cathay Pacific is expected to cancel more than 500 flights. A prominent Australian physician insists his treatment options won't change despite a US announcement linking paracetamol use in pregnancy to autism. US President Donald Trump has announced the Food and Drug Administration will strongly recommend limiting use. Dr. Nick Coatsworth says Mr. Trump's announcement lacks the nuance needed to explain the data.
Trump was wrong to use those words. Whilst there's been a correlation in some studies, the causal evidence, the definite evidence that paracetamol in pregnancy causes autism, it just isn't there.
The Albanese government is playing down suggestions the Prime Minister has been snubbed after missing out on a meeting Donald Trump. The US President will hold talks with a raft of leaders in New York, but Anthony Albanese is not amongst them. The best Mr. Albanese can hope for is a handshake at a reception Mr. Trump is hosting for about 100 world leaders. Acting leader Richard Marles says people are reading too much into the issue.
Since President Trump has been inaugurated, the Prime Minister and the President have spoken on a number of occasions by phone. At some point in the near future, there'll be a meeting between the Prime Minister and the President. The fact of the matter is that the relationship between Australia and the United States is in a good place.
Now turning to FIVEAA Sport.
Collect the latest Pokemon packs and single cards at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
As the Cats and Lions prepare for Saturday's big dance, the grand final entertainment headliner Snoop Dogg has arrived at the MCG. The American rapper has practiced his goal kicking on the MCG turf this afternoon and met Josh and Nick Dacos. Lachie Neale has taken another step towards playing in Saturday's grand final, training with the main group in this morning's light session. The team will travel to Melbourne tomorrow ahead of facing Geelong on Saturday. Lions star Oscar McHenry, who missed last year's premiership through injury, says it's been an exciting week.
It's everyone's dream to get an opportunity to be a part of this week. So when you come together in pre-season, it's all a level playing field. The hunger's all the same, and just try and get to work and hopefully give yourself an opportunity.
Mabior Troll will face the tribunal tonight as the Hawthorn forward tries to have a 3-game ban overturned after Geelong's Tom Stewart was concussed in a tackle. New Essendon President Andrew Welsh insists captain Zach Merritt remains a required player despite meeting with Hawthorn coach Sam Mitchell. And Brownlow medal winner Matt Rowell doesn't believe it's time umpires look at stats before casting votes. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
G'day there, at Dry Creek. Got a smash to look out for. It's on the north-south motorway in Globe Derby Drive. Got a few delays outbound through there at the moment. Furl, got a twisted traffic light, Cleanburn Road near Marion Road. Getting quite busy. South Road at Edwardstown, quite slow. Main North Road at Enfield. And speeds at 40 for works at Hillier, Anglevar Road near Steppenheath Road. Camera the Savo, Jetty Road, Larks Bay. Guzmani Gomez's chicken mini meal, a big eat at a mini price. Mini chicken burrito with free-range chicken fries and drink, just $12. Grab yours today at GYG. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
Now the FIVEAA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotaMaterialHandling.com.au.
Partly cloudy, 17. Partly cloudy tomorrow, 18. Thursday, partly cloudy, also 21. Right now it's 23. Right now it's 14 degrees on FIVEAA.
I'm Brenton Brackwist. Tonight, an SA police contractor fronts court charged with alleged online child abuse offences. The kindergarten slogging parents thousands for their children's artwork. Aussie doctors slam Donald Trump's bombshell paracetamol and autism warning. And the new test unlocking your health secrets. How to get it for free. 9 News. Your news. Night at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Streaming live via the FIVEAA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is FIVEAA, always Adelaide. The FIVEAA Sports Show. Rowie,
I am flabbergasted.
And Timmy G.
Absolute sports festival.
It's 8 after 4 on this Tuesday. The wind down from footy's night of nights last night in Melbourne, which saw a new winner, which was all great. But it all wasn't without its controversies, as we tend to be having each year. So with Rowie and Timmy G away on holidays, I'd like to welcome in, with great pleasure, Ned McHenry and our debutant, All-Australian, Matty Crouch.
Sammy, nice intro. A fitting intro. So much going on in the sporting world, mainly the Brownlow medal last night. Well, I won't say any more. I'll just wait for our calls. Grand final prep is in full swing. I can't wait to hear all about that. We've got a coach on, Sammy. James Rahali from the Geelong Football Club will join us, plus lots more going on in sport. My sidekick today, as you mentioned, Matty Crouch. Matty, welcome.
Thanks, Nettie. Looking forward to the show, mate. There's plenty to touch on, and it's an exciting show, so can't wait to get stuck into it, mate.
It is. Fresh out of the AFL game. I feel lucky. I think our listeners are going to enjoy having someone so fresh out of the AFL system. Your insight's going to be great tonight. Yeah,
looking forward to touch on a little bit of the Brownlow stuff. It's pretty contentious sort of subject at the moment. I think that's what everyone's been speaking about. And then, looking forward to the show. It's going to be a big one.
It certainly will. Well, let's get straight to the Brownlow. The winner, Matt Rowell.
And I declare the winner of the 2025 Brownlow medal, Matt Rowell of the Gold Coast Suns.
Man, it sounds pretty surreal, to be honest. I can't believe I'm standing up here tonight. There's a lot of good players. I think a lot of boys could be standing up here tonight. So I feel very humbled and, very honoured to be up here tonight.
He had a bloody good year, Crouchy.
Yeah, he did. I think when you look at him as a player, he's a complete player now. He wins the ball at the contest. Some of his stoppage work, he's almost unstoppable in there. Teams this year tried to stop him in there, and they simply couldn't. So, super season. Going into the night, I thought Dacos was the favourite and going to win it, but it was interesting to see how the umpires voted on him, and I think you can't take away the season he's had. It's been huge.
We'll talk about the logistics around the Brownlow and the voting, and we can't wait for your calls. I think it's going to be a cracking night on our call line, 8223 0000. Have your say on the Brownlow. Is it completely gone? Have we lost all credibility around the Brownlow? And if we have, how do we fix it? But just on Matty Rowell, when you play on him, I mean, you were a fantastic stoppage player. What made him so hard to play on? What's important around stoppage?
Yeah, I think his body work, and he's obviously a strong young fella, but his body work and his ability to fight the tackle, I think that's the obvious one for him at the moment. He doesn't give it into the tackle, and he tries to fight through it. But very powerful. He's a modern day player, and he can explode out of stoppage. He hits the scoreboard. He's a very good player.
So just like leaning into that a little bit more. So you talk about body work at stoppage. For example, how is it different to playing on a Patrick Dangerfield versus a Zach Butters? How do you go into those situations, and what do you work through with body work?
Yeah, for me, playing on those guys, Butters has probably got a bit more quicker on his feet compared to Rowell, and Rowell's obviously a lot stronger, so you don't want to get into a wrestle with Matty Rowell. That's pretty obvious. You want to sort of stand off him and hit him late, but guys like Zach Butters who can move, and some of the guys who are a bit more fleet of foot, you got to play him differently as well, so... you play them guys differently, but he's had a fantastic season.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to more insights like that. Just on Matty Rowell, he had a fantastic year, but he's a different cat.
I started doing that a few years ago. You try a lot of weird things, and that was kind of just like a grounding process that I wanted to do before games. Feel, sight, taste, obviously. So that kind of stuff.
Brownlow a tick.
But those are the kind of things you do.
You ever eat grass, Matty?
Nah, that's not part of my go. What about you, Nico?
A country boy from Ballarat is not eating grass pre-game.
Nah, I'm definitely not doing that. But I guess it's worked for him, hasn't it?
It had. How many junior footballers are we going to see out on South Australian ovals next year just munching on grass before they play?
Bizarre, man. Hey, it worked. Got him a Brownlow.
You always struck me as someone who was very balanced. Do you have any superstitions or not really?
No, I tried to keep it pretty simple, mate. I didn't buy into it too much, but you hear some guys who have some funky little things they do. I don't think I've ever really heard of anyone else eating grass. That's pretty bizarre, but no, I kept it pretty simple.
What was the quirkiest thing that you saw with a teammate? Do you have any that come to mind? Or
guys that used to stand on the ground with their left foot first and just little things like that. Just I don't think it really matters, does it?
Well, we want your calls on the Brownlow, 8223 0000. Has it lost all credibility? And if it has, how do we fix it? There was one moment in the count last night that I think everyone noticed.
C. Petrarca, 1 vote. St Kilda, N. Wanganeen Millera, 2 votes. Melbourne, J. Viney, 3 votes.
I think the AFL would have seen Petrarca's face, Gawn's face at that point and gone,
Yeah, that is it's a crazy one. I think we've all seen Wanganeen Millera and how dominant he was in that game. I don't know how they didn't give him the 3 votes that day. That's a bizarre one.
So the umpires vote on the game, obviously. Now, they can't see stats throughout the game and they can't see stats after the game. Do you think that should change?
Yeah, I do. I think the number one role of an umpire is to officiate, and I think that should be their priority of when they go to the game. So I think I do feel sorry for them in that aspect, that their focus would be on officiating the game and making sure they get that right. But to go off a ground and then just pick three players who you think have influenced the game the most could be hard without any evidence or anything to back that up.
Well, the call line's open. Darren's texted in too on the unique Homestyles Foodland text. Or what did that?
Unique
that was
Homestyle Food text line.
It's the same thing. Two businesses in one, even better. Hi, lads. On the Brownlow, what was Goyder doing? Vision of an insipid apology to Dacos not winning the medal before acknowledging Rowell's success.
Did notice that.
Pathetic. Another handshake to Collingwood from the AFL Muppets. Jeez. What do you think? Is that a bit stiff, Crouch? Man, we've opened up on the text line a bit hot.
We've got coming hot tonight. Yeah, you might have a point there. I think you got to congratulate Matty Rowell first of all. But Dacos probably had he's had 70 votes in the last 2 years, Ned, and I think he's probably unlucky to not win one so far in his career.
Another text that's just come in. Sammy, I know you're flagging this. Hi. Umpires should never discuss Brownlow voting after the game or view stats. It opens up changing of one's mind. They should all vote. Then do the top three of those votes go into the Brownlow. Darren.
It's not a bad thought.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we want all your calls on the Brownlow tonight. I think it's topical. It's interesting. It probably has to change. I don't think there's one person in South Australia, as we sit on this program tonight, who thinks that last night's count was complete. Now, Matty Rowell was a deserving winner. Well done. Congratulations. We're going to have him on the program later, which I'm really, really looking forward to. Well done, Matty Rowell. Well done. But there's not one of our listeners out there, Sammy. There's not one person in South Australia who thinks that the Brownlow right now is complete.
Well, let's find that person. Call in if you do think it's all good.
No, they don't exist.
We want to hear all your thoughts. And just in regards to last night for the Crows and Power, Adelaide had a really strong night. Fourth most votes across the entire league as a club. Jordan Dawson came fourth in the league with 27 votes, which was a decent effort in the end. Zach Butters topped Port Adelaide's voting with 21. Did you think Jordan Dawson was going to go a little better or anything compared to what he did last night?
Thought he might have polled a little bit more stronger. I still think it was a decent result, Crouchy.
Well, I think 27 is the most votes an Adelaide Crows player's ever had. I think Mark Rashudo obviously won one, but I think he had a great season, Dawes, but it would have been nice to see him get a few more.
Yeah, the one I think that you mentioned there was Zach Butters. I mean, he obviously had a delayed start to the season. When he plays, he always plays well. What makes him so hard to play on?
Yeah, he's a superstar, Butters. I think he's so dynamic. He's the way he moves through stoppage and his movement is probably the best in the comp through stoppage. So I'm glad I don't have to play on him ever again.
We put the heat on Port Adelaide's list management, comically, on yesterday's show, didn't we? We said they need to keep Zach Butters. They really do. He's a once-in-a-generation player. If you're list management, what would you accept for him if he does decide to go next year?
Next year, yeah. You'd want a couple of first rounders or at least one and a decent player. I think he's a complete package. If I was a Port fan, I'd be wanting to keep Zach Butters at your footy club because he wins the games of footy off his own boot and he's tough. I think that's what everyone loves about him. He's super tough.
Yeah, more news at Port, of course. We mentioned yesterday, for anyone who missed it, Andy Collins will join the footy club as a director of coaching role. How did you see Murray Davis's involvement at the Crows in that role? We had some conjecture around how it actually sits. Cornsey was confused. Do you think it's a good move?
Yeah, I do. I think Murray Davis, the influence that he's had since he's come into the Crows has been huge. I think he not only does he put a support network around Nixie, but in terms of his knowledge of the game and the way he structures us up, has been huge. So I couldn't speak highly enough of Murray and what he's done. I know Andy Collins is an experienced head. He's coached in the Samful. I think he's been over at Hawthorn. So I think for him to come over to Port and help out Josh Carr is going to be massive as well.
So for Port fans, what can they expect him to be doing day to day? What does his week look like with Josh Carr?
Yeah, well, if it's similar to what Murray does, it's about, we call it modes of the game. So obviously late in games, you want to win games if you're behind or if you want to save a game. So that's Murray's role. And then working with Nixie on game style, training, how that looks, virtually overseeing the footy program and performance as well. So it's a pretty key role at a footy club.
Fantastic insights. Matty Crouch being here. If you've got any footy questions, 8223 0000. I mean, what a fantastic resource. Moving on to the AFL Grand Final, Lachie Neale, it looks more and more likely that he's actually a chance to play.
Just train as normal and you guys will probably find out at the same time as me on Thursday afternoon whether I'm playing or not. I would be kicking myself if I didn't give myself every opportunity to try and play. Grand finals don't come around every day, so hopefully this will be my fourth, if I'm lucky enough, out of sort of 14 years. So yeah, they're really hard to get to, and if I didn't try and give myself the best chance, then I'd regret it for a long time.
In your experience, what's your gut telling you?
Yeah, I gave him no chance a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, he sounds like he's on track. They've obviously got Jared Berry as well, who's a super important player who put his shoulder out. So it'll be an interesting call from the Brisbane coaching staff on Thursday if they go in with two guys who are a bit underdone and yeah, obviously you can't hide in the grand final, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
So from a player's perspective, would that change any of the team dynamic? Like if you had two of your really good, strong mids coming in under an injury cloud, is there any concern for the team, do you think, heading into a grand final?
Yeah, I think there is. I think they're both very important players, and I think the most settled team this time of year are the most successful. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do there. And for the guys that are probably who could miss out if them guys play, that's probably going to be on their mind all week at training. Whether Neil and Berry are going to get up, it's going to be it's an interesting week for those guys. So I think my experience, no matter what, if you're on the edge of playing or not playing, it's always a nervous week, seeing if you're going to get selected. And for a grand final would be even more elevated. So it's going to be an interesting call for the Brisbane coaching staff.
You do put your body through, really serious amounts of stress and pain being an AFL footballer, as you know better than anyone, Matty. Take our listeners into the footy change rooms when you're actually trying to push your body and trying to get yourself up for selection. What are some of the things you can do to give yourself every chance?
Yeah, I think for Neil at the moment with his calf, I think he's obviously a pro and he'd be doing everything he can. It's like in terms of recovery, I think he'd be going over and above with ice baths. Obviously, sleep's critical to recovering. And yeah, he'd be just doing everything he can to get himself right for this week. And as he mentioned in that interview before, he'd regret it if he didn't. So I'm sure he's doing everything he can to play.
Fantastic. It's going to be a huge show. Brownlow medal is the topic. I don't think there's one person in South Australia, Sammy, I've said it and I'll say it again, there is not one clear-thinking human being in our state who thinks that the Brownlow is complete at this point. If you do, prove me wrong. 8223 0000.
It's 20 after 4. Matt Crouch and Ed McHenry with you on the Sports Show. Brownlow medalist in Matt Rowell will join us at 5 o'clock tonight. James Raley from the Cats. It's grand final week. We'll get their insights a few days out from the big game. And the new South Australian cricket skipper in Jason Sanger is stepping in for tomorrow's one-dayer here at Karen Rolton Oval. And Jack Odie medalist as well from Sunday's Sturt victory, Angus Anderson, a little later on as well. So your calls straight up next on the Brownlow. 8223 0000 is the number.
FIVEAA is your home for AFLW football. Catch Crows and Power games live all season.
Thanks to Barnacle Bill, serving South Australians quality seafood and much, much more for over 50 years.
For over 50 years, Gliderol has been manufacturing and installing garage doors for South Australian homes. Spring is almost here, so why not improve the street appeal and value of your most prized possession? Order a new Gliderol door with operator before the end of September and you'll receive 2 extra handsets. Plus, we'll remove your existing door for free. Call Gliderol for a free measure and quote on 1300 799 144 or go to gliderol.com.au. Retail customers only, T's and C's apply.
At IGA, great value is easy to find. With 50% off Cold Power Liquid 2 litre or Powder 2 kilo varieties, just $12 each. IGA, you can't beat local. Offer in September 23. Participating stores only. Excludes IGA, local grocer and Foodland.
Nobody knows paint like Crowies, and Rowie should know because he tells us he used to be a painter. Yes, he tells us every 10 seconds. And here's the thing you're going to love about your local Crowie store. They have all the answers. It doesn't matter if you're painting or you're staining, they'll be able to help. They like to ask questions too, just so they provide you with the best solution. It doesn't matter if you're painting a chair, a door, a wall, a house, a shed, or a skyscraper. Call into your local Crowie store and they'll help you out. If it's timber, metal, tiles or steel, render, wallpaper, coatings or boats or trucks or tractors. God, I'm running out of things to paint. Whatever you're painting, Crowies can help. You'll love the prices too. And remember, Crowies only sell premium quality paint. Visit crowiespaints.com.au or find a store near you.
Support workers at Inspire Care SA don't have jobs. They have purpose. There's a big difference. A job is something you do anywhere. Purpose happens in someone's home, their safe place. It's lending a hand with meals, laundry, planning the day, or just sitting down for a proper chat. Everyday life, made easier, made better. If you're looking for support that fits into your life, not the other way around, get in touch with Inspire Care SA. Care with purpose.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months, At Premier Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, Premier Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for Premier Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
When it comes to retirement, make your choice Living Choice Australia. Join us on Wednesday the 24th of September at Living Choice Flagstaff Hill for information, tours and a keynote speech from former media professional Marcus Pearce. Marcus will share powerful insights on longevity, purpose and thriving in retirement while giving a vibrant new outlook on retirement living. Whether you're planning or exploring retirement living, join us on Wednesday the 24th of September at 10:30am. RSVP at livingchoice.com.au.
Talking Adelaide sports. This is the 5AA Sports Show.
24 minutes after 4 with Ned McHenry and Matt Crouch. We're talking about last night's Brownlow medal. Does it need a fix? 8223 0000, because Ned doesn't think there's anyone out there, anyone across South Australia listening to 5AA right now that thinks the Brownlow is A-OK. It's all good. It's not broken.
And I mean that, and the feedback's coming in left, right and centre already. John sent me a text. He said, just putting it out there, but Ned, are you bagging the Brownlow voting system because the umpires never gave you a vote? He. Cheers, John. John, you might be right, actually.
There might be a bit of truth to that.
Trevor from the Mid-North.
Well, let's get to our callers straight after we check your traffic. For Rossdale Homes, SA's most trusted, with custom design, fixed pricing and a total peace of mind, because trust is a must.
Afternoon at Dry Creek, a smash in the north-south motorway Globe Derby Drive got delays outbound at the moment. A few delays at Flitters Park, the ongoing intersection works of Holbrooks Road near Grange Road, and slowing to at Queenstown today, works at Port Road near Weber Streets. Busy Bryson Road, Glenorgis with a camera, Bartley Terrace at Westlake Shore. MG is giving you $2,000 cash back on the MG3 and MG ZS plus a 10-year warranty. T's and C's apply. Visit your MG dealer today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Taking your calls, 8223 0000. I was just reading all these texts of people bagging me. There's more people coming in saying I'm not having any Brownlow votes. Well, yeah, no shit, but I've also got Matty Crouch here who had a ton of them. Trevor from the Mid-North. What do you got on the Brownlow, Trev?
Yeah, good afternoon, Ed and Matt, and yeah, good to hear. Show you. Now, look at...
Oh, Trevor, we might come back to you. Your line's all breaking up, so we'll try and get you in a better spot in just a moment. We'll come back to you, Trev. Let's go to Lewis at Collinswood.
G'day, guys. How are you?
Good, Lewis.
Good.
Guys, with the Messiah Wanganeen-Malera issue, I guess there was always a controversial one way before that, and that was when Andrew McLeod got no votes for 40 touches against FIVEAA many years back, and I think that probably cost him a Brownlow as well. That everyone was quite surprised with that one as well.
Yeah.
So there is I think there's a flaw, and when you've got 4 field umpires agreeing on a 3-2-1, I think there's an issue, because each umpire will have their own ideas about who was best on field and who was second, who was third, because they cover different areas of the ground, and they can see what batsmen are doing, they can see what forwards are doing, and whatever. So why don't the umpires go in and give their own 3-2-1, which gives a maximum of 12 votes for your best on field, right? And then that also introduces the fact that there are other players who probably wouldn't get noticed, like, players that aren't midfielders, that can pick up votes. Because, let's face it, it's been a medal for midfielders for the last 40 years.
I agree with you, Lewis. Yeah, absolutely. I think it has been a medal for the midfielders. It's an interesting one because, as I spoke about earlier, was the umpire's number one role is to officiate, and I wonder if they, at half time or three-quarter time, whether they do come together and talk about who they think is playing well and having an influence on the game. It's an interesting one, but I definitely agree with you. It's been a Mids award forever and a day.
Trevor's on his tractor. He might have a better line now, Trev.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, good afternoon, gentlemen, and good to hear you putting it all together. Yeah, I might be the first one to disagree. Before we get too excited about suggesting someone else other than the umpires should be choosing the Brownlow medal, just only got to think back a few weeks ago when we had the All-Australian team listed and Josh Worrell didn't get a Guernsey. And that was a panel selected, supposed to be well-regarded, well-knowledged, for want of a better word, people. So that's my first point. Another one is, I know you're not saying that to base it on stats, and stats can tell a story, but I'll tell you what, having, just in junior footy and that, you umpire a bit, and you'd be surprised that the impact that you see when you're out there in the middle that certain players have. And the classic example is Tex, like the stuff that he does that's not on a stat sheet, like it's colossal. And a lot of them are just like a little tap, a little bit of body in the right way, so that someone you just create it for someone, and then they end up in goals. And it's just so impactful.
Trev, I think you're getting further and further down your paddock, which means you're losing the line. An interesting call on the All-Australian team, though. Josh Worrell obviously didn't make it. Do you think he was stiff, Crouchy? Or?
I do, yeah. I thought he should have been in it this year. I think being in South Australia might not have helped Josh this year, but he had a super year.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's just who comes in, who comes out. It's so fluid, isn't it? I mean, so many deserving players. Is there someone in that back line there that you thought maybe, or how do you see it?
You look at that now. It is hard when you look at that to pull someone out. I think all of them have had a great year. I think maybe Josh Battle, Wurzel could have got over potentially, but he's part of a very good team as well.
Difficult mix, isn't it? Our Brownlow is the topic. 8223 0000. Is the Brownlow complete? If it's not, how do we fix it? Is it moving the umpires out of the voting system? Is it not that extreme? Do they just need stats? How do we fix it? Because last night it just didn't work.
Give us a call. Ned McHenry and Matt Crouch with us at 4:30. Time for the headlines.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, I'm Tamira Francis with the 5AA News headlines. The Albanese government is accusing the opposition of rogue foreign policy after rejecting Australia's decision to support a Palestinian state. Paracetamol will remain a safe medication for expectant mothers in Australia despite the claims by the Trump administration. The MS Society of SA has called in administrators, leaving 3,000 clients in limbo, and Snoop Dogg has kicked on the MCG ahead of his first halftime performance at the grand final. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
Afternoon at Crayfus West to break down the freeway up track of the speed cameras. Tonsley breakdown, Sturt Road near Main South Road, and Dry Creek a smash on the north-south motorway near Globe Derby Drive. Getting busy for works at Flinders Park, Holbrooks Road near Grange Road with a camera at Darley Road at Paradise this afternoon. Caltex makes the engine cleaning power of Techron available in every grade of fuel, not just premium. Fill up at Caltex and give your engine the Techron cleaning treatment today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast. Cloudy tonight, 11 the overnight low. Cloudy tomorrow, tops at 19. Currently, it's 14 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Tell you what, letting those Victorian yahoos get their grubby hands on every EBA that's going to be struck at the new Women's and Children's Hospital.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
Good luck building the thing for $3.2 billion if John Setka's cronies have got any say in how it's run.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
And let's just sit back and watch millions of dollars leave South Australia if that happens.
5AA Breakfast.
It looms as a big fight, that one. Yeah.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
When you've been around for over a century, you know a thing or two. And South Australian Business Chamber and Ray White have almost 300 years between them. So when an alliance is formed between South Australian Business Chamber and Ray White Business Sales SA, all that experience flows to you. This ensures you're in top shape, whether you're buying, selling, or somewhere in between. Touch base with the experts. Search Ray White Business Sales SA. Proudly partnered with South Australian Business Chamber.
You could win $150,000 in next week's St. John Christmas Home Lottery Mega Draw. There's over 10,000 prizes to be won in the $7.5 million prize pool, including the $5 million grand prize package. You don't want to miss out. Enter before midnight Sunday for your chance to win $150,000. Your ticket will also be entered into all the weekly prize draws. Buy your tickets now at stjohnlottery.com.au. Licence M14834. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Mannix Air Conditioning is celebrating 60 years of keeping South Australians cool in summer, warm in winter and saving with solar.
Founded by Neville Mannix, who is still proudly involved today, Mannix remains a true family business with 3 children and 7 grandchildren carrying on the tradition.
From humble beginnings, Crouchy, to 5 stores across Adelaide, Mannix has won over 100 state and national awards, stocking leading brands like Fujitsu, Panasonic, Mitsubishi and Bonaire, plus a full range of cash and carry units and spare parts.
Mannix has also installed over 5,000 solar and battery systems, and their bulk buying power means you always get the best price.
After 60 incredible years, Mannix is still the name you know and the name you trust.
Hey, it's Lauren here from Adelaide, and if you're like me and you love a good bargain from your local chemist, check out Star Discount Chemist. They're all about great value and helping your family stay healthy. Go in store or online for click and collect and delivery. Star Discount Chemist, how can we help?
Get summer ready with TJM. Whether you're hitting the beach or heading off-road, TJM has the latest in four-wheel drive and camping gear to keep your adventure ready. Check out our brand new 270-degree freestanding awning, rooftop tents, camp chairs, fridges and everything else you'll need for the ultimate outdoor setup. Drive with confidence all summer long with TJM's range of bull bars, vehicle protection and premium suspension options, including GVM upgrades. TJM Nailsworth, Ranella and now Mount Gambier.
Talking Adelaide sports, this is the 5AA Sports Show.
No, not too much, as you can probably see from the eyes. But, yeah, a few hours last night, so lots of celebrating with with mates and family. Who was last to leave? Probably Mum, I think. Yeah.
Matty Rowell enjoying the celebrations at the Brownlow last night at 25-5. Matt will join us at 5 o'clock tonight, the Brownlow medalist for 2025. We'll speak to Angus Anderson as well from the Sturt Footy Club a little later on. And Matt Crouch and Ned McHenry are here to take your calls on the Sports Show today. 8223 0000. Tell us, do you think the Brownlow needs a fix?
The grand final preparation is well and truly in full swing, and Geelong Cats assistant coach James Rahali is on the line. James, welcome.
Hey, Ned, how are you, mate?
Very well. Now, you're having a laugh because you coached me for so many years and now I'm interviewing me. I mean, this is hilarious.
It is hilarious. You're hilarious, so you should be on radio.
Oh, well done. Well, Matty Crouch is joining us. It is going to be a massive week, obviously, with the build-up, and we'll straighten up now. You obviously beat Brisbane 2 weeks ago. How do you see their form and what do you do to stop them?
Brisbane, yeah, no, they've been in form last couple of weeks, haven't they? They're a very strong side. Their midfield got a lot of depth, and probably their half forwards and half backs are very important to them. So it's just going to be one in the middle of the ground. But yeah, we've been in pretty good form too, and we're pretty confident going into the game.
Rails, how are you, mate? Matt Crouch here, mate.
Crouchy.
What do you think in terms of McCluggage? Is it as simple as saying he'll get a tag this week? Are you looking at put a bit of work into him, or is it not as simple as that?
I think we have to look at it. He's been in pretty good form last couple of weeks. The amount of clearance, I think he got 10 clearances, 37 possessions against Collingwood. I was there live to see it. He's a very important player for them. I think he's top 3 in score involvements as well. So he's a crucial player to them. But they have got so many. Obviously, Zach Bailey looked really dangerous. Even in game against us, he was probably the one that looked like he was going to take it away from us. So he's another one. And we obviously put someone to Cam Rayner last time as well, who probably got up the ground a little bit more and around the stoppages, and then obviously gets forward. So, they've got a few guys that we need to look at.
Absolutely, mate. In terms of the first final, you guys obviously had a big win over them in the first final and played some great footy. Is there anything that you're going to change going into the granny, or is there anything that you looked at, or you'll go with a similar sort of mindset and structure going in?
Well, we've probably looked a little bit closer to their last 2 games, and there's a few things they've tweaked. So, we need to adjust to that. But, look, I think the number one thing that we did really well against them last time was our pressure. And we need to bring that again. It wasn't too bad against Hawthorn after the first quarter as well. So it's an important part of our game. So we definitely need to bring that.
Well, you mentioned the pressure rails. You're first in forward 50 tackle. You're second in forward 50 ground ball differential, second in inside 50s, and you're the best team in the competition at playing the game in the front half. I know you're big on that. Is that something you've brought in? It just looks like a Geelong way of playing at the moment, and it's hard to stop.
You know that, Ned, don't you? You know all those things we used to talk about. Yeah, of course. So I think every team wants to play the game in their front half, and we've managed to do that probably the last part of the season, and definitely in the finals. So Brisbane will obviously they want to take uncontested marks, which is really important for their game. So we did a really good job of restricting that in the first final, and I don't think that'll change.
Clearly, Tom Stewart's a big out for you, mate. And obviously, we knew when you were at the Crows coaching here that we always sent someone to him, and you rated him extremely highly. How will you replace him? Is it as simple as Reece Stanley coming back, or who do you think will be the man to come in for him?
Yeah, Reece is definitely an option. He was actually an option last week, and we chose not to go that way. But then I suppose you've got Fort and McHenry to think about. So it's a really tough decision because obviously Mark Blitzarves has probably been nearly our best player last 2 weeks as well. So it's something to think about there. Jai Clark is another one that was our sub. Jai's a highly talented kid. I think he was pick 8 in the draft and probably didn't quite make it as a midfielder, but he's been playing half back and playing some amazing footy for us. He started in the VFL, but now in the seniors. So he's another option to give us an option down back.
Mark Blitzarves had 20 disposals. He kicked a goal, had 26 hitouts and 5 tackles against Brisbane. Then he had 12 touches, kicked another goal, 29 hitouts and 11 tackles. I think he's one of the most underrated players in the competition, Russ.
Yeah, no doubt. No, he's Geelong supporters and coaches and players have been very lucky to have Mark Blitzarves playing with them for so long. He's such a crucial player. He can play anywhere. He's played a fair bit forward this year up with my boys, and obviously just when he's in the ruck, he's almost another on-baller. So he's crucial for us.
Rails, you've got players streaming into the Brownlow in speed dealers. You've got Jezza Cameron talking about cows pre-grand final. The culture at Geelong just gets spoken about so much. Casual professionalism, you empower your people to drive their own careers. So much gets said about it, but what's it actually like?
Well, it's pretty relaxed, but in saying that, that's for the older guys. The younger guys are working really hard on their craft. They come in a lot, and yeah, Paddy and Jezza aren't in very much, and we let them run their own careers. That's probably all it is, really, Ned. And you've got a group of people that have been around for a while and a pretty stable club, and that's what I think the key to the club is just consistent decision making that has held us in good stead.
Fantastic. You're down at Jan Juck. You love your surfing. Paddy Dangerfield was a bit cheeky with a Charlie Curnow comment. Would you take him surfing if he came down, Russ?
Yes, I see Charlie a fair bit. I see Ed. I'm actually looking over at Bird Rock as we speak at the moment, which is just down from Bells. Yeah, well, it's the bathhouse, mate. The forwards go to the bathhouse in Torquay. So Ed Curnow it is, Charlie's brother that looks after us.
Very good. James Rahali, Geelong Cats assistant coach, ahead of what will be a huge week. James, we thank you so much for your time and go well.
Thanks, guys. Awesome.
Thanks, Riles.
So James Rowell, big job to do on Saturday afternoon as they take on the Brisbane Lions. Back to your calls, 8223 300 00.
Yes, we can't wait to talk Brownlow. It's what we've been talking about. What the heck is going on? Adam's from Melbourne. Adam, what's your thoughts on the Brownlow?
Yeah, well, I've umpired, so I can see it from the umpire's point of view. So I've done some umpiring. It is a difficult job to do. I've never umpired AFL, but it is a tough thing to sort of like get your mind set on straight after a game. It probably makes it more complex when you've got 4 umpires there. So I think you might have differing opinions, but with the Nasai, Wanganeen, Miller one, there should have been no doubt. That should have been a definite 3. Somebody mentioned it earlier that maybe having the guys, say, go to separate areas of the room and just constitute 3-2-1s themselves on a slip or whatever, and then bring it all together and then just add them all up, and then basically no arguments. You just pick the guy that's got the highest votes. He gets the 3, next highest 2, and the next highest 1. You know, all these, potential disagreements you might have with 4 opinions, 4 heads in the room. I think that causes perhaps a little bit of confusion. Just a little bit of news, guys. I understand that Christian Petrarca has met with Gold Coast Suns today, and he's requested that he wants to play with them next year. Might want to follow that up.
Adam,
and Jamie Elliott.
How do you know that, Adam? Hang on. How do you know that?
I know that they met today. I know that for a fact.
Number two, love it.
Number two, Jamie Elliott also met with the Suns today while they were in Melbourne, and he has requested obviously that he wants to move up to the Gold Coast Suns. I mean, obviously he can do that because he's not on contract with the Pies anymore. It's officially over, and he's informed the Pies. It'll be released probably within days. He's informed the Pies this afternoon that he will be. He's played his last game at Collingwood. So there's two big names potentially going to the Suns.
Adam, thank you,
nice.
Adam.
There's been a few reports about that today, so that mightn't be too far off the mark if Adam's heard the same thing. Gee, so there's a text here, Matt, in regards to someone asking you around the Petrarca coming to the Crows or Suns. What are your thoughts if he was to come to Adelaide and how that would bolster up the Crows midfield? Sounds like you may not now, but if that was the case.
Yeah, well, I think this time of year you're always looking at making your list better, and the question I think it's been asked is his age demographic fit within the Crows list? I think it does. I think he would suit us really well. He's got he's a high end player, so I think he'd make us better. So absolutely, I'd love him to join the Crows.
Yeah, absolutely. Have your say on all things footy, but we're talking Brownlow mainly. Scott from Aldinga, what's your thoughts on the Brownlow, Scotty?
Yeah, good morning. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Firstly, I'd just like to say I don't know how many people are employed at the AFL, but how this comes up every year, because I think you said it's lost credibility. Well, it lost credibility many, many moons ago. What I'd like to bring up is that I actually don't call it the Brownlow medal. I actually call it the Sports Bet medal because I think they're the biggest winners every year. Because you can have all the experts in the world and they come up, they have all their votes, they go through it all, calculate it all, but basically it means nothing because the umpires, and I'm not blaming them, I'm not blaming anyone that's been a smoky that's won the the Brownlow, but what I wanted to bring up was that with the Dally M, which is exactly the same as that's a rugby league equivalent, what they do is they've got two ex-players. Obviously, one's a forward, one's a back, because that's our two positions, main positions. They do a 3-2-1. You don't know who they are, so there's no one can carry on about they're picking their own players. So surely the AFL could come up with one forward, one back, one middle that could make a vote on each of them, and then that way everyone's sort of covered. You have a crossover, and just make it. No offence, but you don't want guys that are 80. You need guys that might have recently retired and go down that path. And crucially, in the Dally M, they got rid of betting on that probably 5-6 years ago. There was a little blow up there. That's what they've got to do. They've got to get rid of all the betting, because I don't know how every year we get sucked into it, whether it's Dacos, whether it's anyone else, but every year they just make a fortune going in, and I just think it's wrong and it takes all the credibility away.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I do agree. I think the credibility definitely has been lost in the last few years, and I think in the general public are thinking that. I think you talk to most people and they will agree that it has lost a bit of its credibility, and it is a hard one to pick lately.
Yeah. Well, what's your solution, though? We've had a couple of crackers that are talking about what the umpires could do in the room post-game. We've got a problem. We know about the problem. How do we fix it? And that's what we want to hear. 8223 0000. Has the Brownlow lost its credibility? Yes. But how do we fix it?
And a story just bubbling away in the background today too, and it regards the grand final, not so much for Hawthorn because Mabior Chol won't be playing it, but he's facing the tribunal as we speak on the Tom Stewart tackle that happened on Friday night. So we'll go through that, whether or not they can get Mabior off for that 3-match suspension, which was very similar to that Paul Curtis 3-match suspension earlier this year, which had a lot of people talking. 13 minutes to 5 here on this Tuesday. Matt Crouch and Ned McHenry with you. Let's check your traffic.
At Crafers West, to break down the freeway up track near the speed cameras. Tonsley, break down Sturt Road near Main South Road. Dry Creek smash on the north-south motorway near Globe Derby Drive, and getting busy at Flinders Park for works. Holbrooks Road near Grange Road, speeds at 40. Cameras to Catterville Terrace in the Parklands and the Esplanade at Semaphore. Music transforms young lives. Join the Australian Children's Music Foundation in breaking barriers to music education. Show your support at acmf.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic. on 5AA.
Sorry to interrupt, but Binge Basic is now just $4.99 a month for 12 months. Don't have Binge? Sign up before October 20 at binge.com.au/satisfied. Binge. Now that's satisfying.
Right now at Formula Honda, drive away in the CR-V Hybrid 24 build from $56,900 or the Honda ZR-V Hybrid 24 build from $51,900. That's a price reduction of $3,000. Plus, get 8 years unlimited kilometre warranty and roadside assist across the entire SUV range. But you'd better hurry. These offers are only available until September 30. T's and C's apply. Test drive at Formula Honda today. Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond or North East Road, Modbury.
Walco is making headlines again for SA's biggest cover-up. If you own a pool, it will affect you in the best possible way. For those whose pool is the main feature of their yard, Walco offer a special mesh cover to keep debris and leaves out, while making your pool area look stunning all through winter. If looks matter, join the great cover-up and ask Walco about their stylish new mesh pool covers. Visit walco.com.au.
Getting the best lawn is easy at the Turf Farm. Our dry summers and droughts can be brutal on lawns, but the crew at the Turf Farm, they've got the answers for you.
The Turf Farm have found a few real gems, like Tiff Turf. It's a hybrid Bermuda grass developed by the world's leading turf scientists, getting the benchmark for drought tolerance in turf grass in Australia. Tiff Tuff is winter green, sun and shade, happy and extremely durable.
You do like lawns, don't you?
I don't mind the lawns. Yeah.
You love it. You do like lawns.
I got that out eventually.
Yeah, you're actually a good one to speak about this. And then there's the Aussie favourite, Sir Walter DNA certified buffalo lawn. What would you do with that? Is that a sunny lawn or is that a cool lawn?
I don't know much about that, mate.
Oh, well done. All right, back to this. Easy to maintain and comes up a treat. Sir Walter DNA certified has stood the test of time over 20 years and still a superstar choice for backyards.
The Turf Farm team are experts in beautiful lawns and happy customers. Visit theturffarm.com.au. The Turf Farm, the lawn you'll love.
When it comes to retirement, make your choice Living Choice Australia. Join us on Wednesday the 24th of September at Living Choice Flagstaff Hill for information, tours and a keynote speech from former media professional Marcus Pearce. Marcus will share powerful insights on longevity, purpose and thriving in retirement while giving a vibrant new outlook on retirement living. Whether you're planning or exploring retirement living, join us on Wednesday the 24th of September at 10:30am. RSVP at livingchoice.com.au.
At Complete Care, we're more than just a care provider, we're a family. As we celebrate our 10th year, our mission remains the same, to empower our specialised team of carers and client service managers to help our seniors live independently. We provide personalised services including cleaning and home maintenance to social support and transportation. We look after you like family, offering a warm, caring touch that sets us apart. At Complete Care, we're the company with heart. Complete Care with a K.
Talking Adelaide sports. This is the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 9 minutes to 5. Matt Rowell, the Brownlow medalist, to join us at 5 o'clock. Matt Crouch and Ned McHenry are here for the sports show. Call in 8223 0000. Does the Brownlow medal need fixing?
Yeah, we love your engagement. Just quickly, this text from Enzo was a beauty. The fix to me is to follow the McHenry medal criteria. Not best and fairest, but fairest and most brilliant. I thought that was interesting. And he says that will factor the favour of the on-ballers. So it'll help with that bias.
Yeah, so we saw Harry Boyd win it last year along with Will Snelling. So a ruckman came in. It can be won by different positions.
Well, let's go through the most recent 10 winners. Matt Rowell, Paddy Cripps, Lockie Neal, Patrick Cripps again, Ollie Wines, Lockie Neal, Nat Fyfe, Tom Mitchell, Dustin Martin, Patrick Dangerfield. Is there something in common there, Crouchy?
Yeah, I reckon it's a midfielder's award, Nip. I definitely do.
Chad from Meadows, what do you think about the Brownlow, Chad?
Yeah, g'day, fellas. Going well, thanks. Not so much. It's probably been a strong opinion of mine, even through, let's say, junior, country, amateur footy, that the best judge to pick the best players for the other team is the opposition coach. Right, and I strongly believe, especially at AFL level, that AFL Coaches Award, they are, if you can't tell me that Hardwick wouldn't have given Thilthorpe 10 votes for kicking 5 against him. You can't tell me that someone that shuts a Dacos down goes, oh, he nullified our best player. He was their best player. I think they are the best judge, is the opposition coach for the relevant team to pick them. Because they're the ones that they understand what damage a relevant player can do.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Chad. I think if you talk to a lot of players and players that have won that award in the past, it's it's hard to say that it'd be above the Brownlow, but in terms of footy credibility and respect from your coaches and your peers, I think that's the big award, yeah.
But it doesn't have the prestige of the Brownlow at all, does it?
Nah, that's the thing. It doesn't have that, does it?
It doesn't. So how do we move that voting system, that level of criteria, to the prestige of the Brownlow, but do it respecting the history of the medal? How do we do it?
Yeah, it's a tough one, Ned. It's a very tough one. Part of me likes the history of the Brownlow and the way it's always been, but then you see the results of late, and I think something has to be done. I'm not that confident the AFL will do anything about it, though, to be honest.
Interesting. Peter from Para Hills has given us a buzz. What do you think, Peter?
Yeah, good evening, boys. Now I'd like to talk about two different situations of the Brownlow.
Okay.
One, I thought it was spoilt by the fact, and I only started watching it, say, halfway, was the last two votes were always Gold Coast or Collingwood. They should be game by game until, say, the last 4 games, not set it up to be the way it was last night. And to me, that was spoilt.
Sorry, Peter, let me just touch on that there. So for our listeners, you're saying because we obviously knew Matty Rowell was going to win, you thought the last couple of the, rounds of the Brownlow count then were spoilt?
It could have been the last 4 games, but not right from the start where Gold Coast and Collingwood were always the last 2 games of the round being called out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what spoiled it for me last night.
Good call.
Now, the second part is when you start talking about stats, and let's just use Kane Farrell as an example. You always know he's going to get 600, 700 metres coverage because he's always kicking out from the point post. Sire, how many times did he kick out from the point post? How much meterage did he cover? Yes, he won the game with his last 2 virtually kicks to win the game. How many contested possessions did Jack Viney get? And no one has made he's had 22 touches, but how many contested possessions did he get for the umpires to give him those votes? And no one has highlighted where his touches were. So that's just an example because that hasn't been highlighted in any shape or form.
Yeah, it's an interesting call, Peter. I still look at that game, and Viney obviously played well, but I look at you talk about total impact on the game, and I don't know if you can measure complete impact on a game through statistics, but I just look at the way Nasiah played that game, and I think he had the biggest influence on that game for sure.
Agree. Hello, Ash.
Hey, boys. How are we doing?
We're good, Ash.
Okay, so look, so I guess my question is this. Why did we think it was going to be any different? Okay, so you've got problems with the umpires all season long. Now, Andrew Dillon, I think, came out and said umpiring's never been better. Well, the guy's delusional. Okay, because I just made 5 quick points. Okay, their understanding of the game is not good. Their interpretation of the rules changes within the game sometimes, like from first to second half. Their consistency is poor. Okay. They lack nous, which I will call common sense for argument's sake, and they don't have a feel for the game. So with all the problems that they've had every single round, why do we think they get the Brownlow votes correct? Goodness me. I mean, it's just, it was a no-brainer for me. I mean, make it a People's Choice Award, and that will mean that Nick Dacos will never win because, of the 110,000 Collingwood members, 109,000 can't read and write. So that counts him out.
Ash, I'll stop you there. A lot of negativity, some good points. What do you think someone's doing well in the world at the moment?
Well, yeah, but I mean, do like the I'm trying to remember what it was called, the TV Week Logie Awards. Remember there was the awards, then there was a People's Choice or whatever it was, and you could actually make it fairer, and you could put some, conditions in and stuff like that. But I mean, having these guys, and girls for that matter, they get their core job wrong most of the time. So why do we think they do better, like doing this?
Yeah. Okay, well, you didn't say anything positive, Ash, but that's still fair. You're allowed to have your opinion, and to be fair, I think it's an opinion shared by many others. Get your calls in, 8223 Do you agree with Ash? Do you have a different view on the Brownlow? Do you have a footy question for Matty Crouch, who's in the studio? Or what's your opinion on Greg Swan's response to the interpretation of out of bounds? There's going to be massive change at the AFL. Have your say, 8223
Rally to join us after the news.
Miele appliances are crafted for longevity, designed so that you fall in love with them time and time again. Once a Miele, always a Miele. This September only, Miele invites you to spend and save up to 15% on selected kitchen and laundry appliances. Secure your Miele savings now, in-store or online, and discover why once a Miele, always a Miele. Hurry, offer ends September 30. T's and C's and exclusions apply. See the Miele website.
If the kitchen's your studio, Simpson's Pantry wraps and flatbreads are your canvas. Refresh, remix and wrap it up with Simpson's Pantry. You'll be absolutely wrapped.
Simpson's Pantry. Absolutely wrapped.
Plant the seed of your legacy. Centennial Park's new Living Legacy Forever Flowers offers a heartfelt and sustainable way to commemorate your loved one. For the first time in South Australia, Living Legacy's groundbreaking science allows your loved one's ashes to positively impact the environment, creating a beautiful, lasting tribute where friends and family can gather and reflect whilst contributing to the beautiful botanical environment. To learn more about Living Legacy Forever Flowers, visit centennialpark.org.
Today I'm talking to Glenn, who is one of Arbor Vitae's many happy customers. Hi, Glenn.
Hello, Leaf.
When did you start taking Arbor Vitae and what for?
My mild arthritis had progressively deteriorated and it was reaching the stage of me being virtually crippled. A friend of mine suggested that I try Arbor Vitae, so I gave it a go.
What benefits have you noticed from Arbor Vitae?
After just the first bottle, my pain went from 8 out of 10 down to a manageable 2 or 3 out of 10.
Are you happy to recommend Arbor Vitae? And what would you tell our listeners about this product?
Absolutely. I've told all my friends to give it a go. The secret is to have 2 or 3 bottles till the pain subsides and check dose that you're having the correct amount.
It's wonderful to hear how much of a positive impact it has had on your life. Thanks for your time, Glenn. Remember, for more info, visit arborvitae.com.au, arborvitae.com.au, stocked in chemists and health food stores. And remember, always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Hey, it's Lauren here from Adelaide. Wouldn't you love a reward just for shopping at your local Star Discount chemist? Become a Superstar Rewards member to earn points, receive birthday vouchers and more. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help? Earn and redeem points on eligible purchases. Visit website for full terms and conditions.
Experience Mazda's stylish SUV range with great drive-away offers. Plus, until September 30, get a bonus towards any Mazda genuine accessories, like the sophisticated Mazda CX-30 Pure, now for $35,990 drive-away, plus a $500 accessories bonus. Or the versatile Mazda CX-5 Max from $37,990 drive-away, plus a $750 accessories bonus. Head to your local Mazda dealer today. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. See Mazda.com.au for details.
Local news and information first. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon. It's cloudy today with an overnight low of 11. Cloudy tomorrow as well with tops of 18. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Tamara Francis.
Agostino Mitsubishi's is overstocked with demos that must be cleared. Upgrade your vehicle today. Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
A project manager from SA Police has faced court accused of live streaming sexually explicit material of children in the Philippines. 68-year-old Jonathan Philip Poole made no application for bail and will face court again in December. He's charged with possessing child abuse material after a tip-off from the US authorities. Police have confirmed Poole was a short-term external contractor and has since had his employment terminated. An 85-year-old from Rostrevor has crashed his Mercedes sedan into Forth Creek. Thankfully, he sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Traffic restrictions are in place on St Bernard's Road until the car is removed. Investigations are continuing into the collision. Thousands of people face an uncertain future as the MS Society of SA calls in administrators. The not-for-profit has blamed sustained financial pressures for its collapse, including changes to the NDIS and declining lottery sales. It'll continue to operate while its future is assessed. CEO Sean Kennedy says around 3,000 people will be affected.
Those individuals would have a range of contact with us, some just getting resources and others consuming nursing and physio type services from us in order to enable them to manage that condition.
Cathay Pacific is expecting to cancel 500 flights at Hong Kong International Airport as a typhoon approaches the city. The airport is warning of significant disruptions from tonight until Thursday. The typhoon is packing winds of more than 200 kilometres an hour, which is equivalent to a Category 4 hurricane. So far, 8 Qantas flights to Hong Kong have been affected. US President Donald Trump has snubbed Anthony Albanese in New York, choosing not to have a formal meeting with the Prime Minister. Andrew Problem reports.
Anthony Albanese's trip to New York centres around the United Nations General Assembly, which he's attending for the first time as Prime Minister. His debut speech to the UN was to the two-state summit, co-chaired by French President Emmanuel Macron and the Saudi Arabian Foreign Minister. The US President has a series of meetings scheduled with world leaders on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly tomorrow, but Anthony Albanese is not among them. It appears the Prime Minister might have to make do with a handshake on the sidelines of a reception hosted by the US President, or what the Americans might call a happenstance encounter.
The federal government has accused the opposition of running rogue foreign policy following Labor's recognition of Palestine. Liberal leader Susan Lee has written to members of the Trump administration to say the coalition doesn't support the government's position. Israel has welcomed the opposition's stance, arguing recognising Palestine simply emboldens the terrorist group Hamas. Acting Prime Minister Richard Marles believes Miss Lee has taken things a step too far.
We would hope that in respect of foreign policy, Australia speaks with one voice. And obviously the opposition has its right to have its view. It is another step indeed to start writing to representatives of countries abroad.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Collect the latest Pokemon packs and single cards at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
It's T-4 sleeps till Brisbane and Geelong battle it out for the AFL's most prestigious silverware. But it was the Dacos brothers who have taken Snoop Dogg for a run on the MCG, ahead of the American rappers headlining the halftime performance. Matt Rowell has revealed what drove him to his Brownlow medal-winning year. 12 months ago, the midfielder met with other clubs ahead of signing a 2-year contract extension to remain with the Gold Coast Suns. The 24-year-old says there was a moment in the off-season where the penny just dropped.
I realised that I can be, one of the best players in the competition this year. I feel like I've been able to improve my game from last year. I worked really hard in the off-season and pre-season, and I feel like I can keep getting better as well.
Geelong's Max Holmes has spoken briefly to Tom Stewart about how Holmes handled missing the 2022 Grand Final due to a hamstring injury. Stewart will miss Saturday's Grand Final against Brisbane after he was concussed in their win over Collingwood. It comes on the back of calls for the pre-finals bye to be held before the Grand Final to allow players who suffer a concussion to be able to play. AFL CEO Andrew Dillon says the league's plans on having discussions about the season structure.
When we look at, Tom with the concussion, I think the first thing is making sure he's okay, and no certainty that he would recover in time for a grand final even if there was a bye. So what we will do is just make sure that we make the right call based on the season structure. But ultimately, it's more about, Tom and hoping he's okay.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
G'day there at Waterloo Corner, a crash. The north-south motorway Waterloo Corner Road, slow going outbound. Cravers West, a breakdown on the Freeway, up track with the speed cameras. And Tonsley breakdown, Sturt Road near Main South Road. Busy right now at Flinders Park for intersection upgrade works there. Holbrooks Road near Grange Road with the camera Victoria Road at Lights Bay. Now at Faster Pasta, there's a new range of deliciously decadent desserts and hot drinks, smooth, rich and just so yummy, and only at Faster Pasta. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Cloudy today with an overnight low of 11. Cloudy tomorrow, 18 the top. Thursday, it's going to be partly cloudy and 20. Friday, partly cloudy, 22. Saturday, chance of a shower, 19. Right now, it's 14 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Bragwas. Tonight, an SA Police contractor fronts court charged with alleged online child abuse offences. The kindergarten slogging parents thousands for their children's artwork. Aussie doctors slam Donald Trump's bombshell paracetamol and autism warning. And the new test unlocking your health secrets. How to get it for free. 9 News. Your news. Night at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
The news and issues that matter to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA.
Talking Adelaide sport. This is the 5AA Sports Show.
Welcome back at 8 minutes after 5. Ned McHenry and Matt Crouch on the 5AA Sports Show. Still to come, we're going to speak to South Australia's stand-in skipper for tomorrow's one day, Jason Sanger. We have Jack Odie medalist in Sturt's Angus Anderson to join us, and we're taking your calls. Does the Brownlow medal need a fix, or do you want to keep it the same? 8223 0000. Can't imagine our next guest would be interested in changing the Brownlow system.
And I declare the winner of the 2025 Brownlow medal, Matt Rowell of the Gold Coast Suns.
Well, it was a Suns' time to shine. He ran away victorious with 39 votes. Gold Coast Suns Brownlow medalist. Matt Rowell, welcome, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks very much for having me.
Thanks for joining us. I'm sure it's been a whirlwind, mate. Has it started to sink in yet or not?
Yeah, no, it has been very much a whirlwind. Yeah, mate, it's starting to sink in a little bit this afternoon. I've kind of, started to slow down a bit for the day, so kind of a bit of time to reflect and, but I still don't think fully yet, to be honest.
Matt Crouch here, mate. First of all, congratulations on last night, mate, and your season. It's been an amazing season, and I've watched it from afar, but really love the way you've gone about it. Obviously, Dimmer coming in this year, mate. How much influence has he had on your footy and to become the player that you've become?
He's been great since coming to the footy club. I think personally he's been really good for me and the group just in terms of that belief and where we can go as a footy club. Personally, in terms of my game, I don't think I've done too much differently since he's come in. He just backs me in with my strengths and just to go out there and play footy, which I'm really grateful for. He's just given the group a lot of belief that that we can be a really good side, and I think that showed this year with making finals for the first time and winning one as well, which was really special.
Matt, I think something that was interesting and fans and young footballers alike really enjoyed listening to was your mental preparation of the game. You thanked your sports psychologist in your thank you speech, which was fantastic. What do you actually do with your mental preparation before you go out to perform? Worked closely with Michelle this year, and I think that's really helped my footy. I spent a bit more time in the mental space this year, and that's catching up with her, week to week, doing work in early in the week just to set the week up, what I want the game to look like, and what I want to be like for that game, kind of just that kind of work, and also probably a bit of just about me as a person and a player and what I want to become and what I want to be as a footballer. So I think those things have been really good in helping me get to where I wanted to get to this year. Your captain, Noah Anderson, has mentioned you've found slightly better balance away from footy. Is that fair? We've heard you enjoy things like gardening and playing cards. How can someone so relaxed and so organic off the field be so tough and such a contested bull on the field?
I think I have found a bit more of a balance, and I think I think I'm a big believer in you can be, quite relaxed and, easygoing off the field, but then I think, you can, really switch it on and, become really competitive, when the time's needed. And I think I've been able to do that, pretty well this year. And, but I think also having balanced time to switch off. So then when it is time to, to turn into that, competitive mode, that, you got the energy and to do that.
Now, Matty, I'm sure you've had a lot of people you celebrated with last night, but I think we all seen the vision of your mum and sister coming into the Brownlow after you had the win. Did you get them in the after party afterwards, mate, or did you kick on with them?
Yeah. No, I got them into the after party as well, and then carried on with it. Well into the night. So yeah, they were there the whole time. It was great that they were there celebrating, and they almost probably took the votes, my mum and my sister, for the night. So they had a great time. It was great to celebrate with them.
I'd be concerned, mate, if they didn't let the family of the actual Brownlow winner in the after party. I mean, that'd be one of the stiffest omissions of history.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they have to get the family, and that's the most important part. So, glad they did.
So where to from here? You'll obviously let this sink in over the off-season, and then the pre-season you'll look to go again, obviously, with the Gold Coast Suns. Is there anything you need to change, or how does 2026 look?
Well, I think, for me personally, I'll keep looking for ways to get better. And I'll sit down with, my midfield coach and work that out going into the next year. I'm always looking to, evolve my game and get better. And I think as a group as well, I think we just got to, consolidate on the year we've had this year and look to go even better next year. There's a really good belief in the group.
Yeah, Matty, I'm interested in, when you said you want to keep getting better, what part of your game do you think you can improve? Because to me you've had a complete season and you're a complete player now. But what part of the game can you see yourself getting better at?
Well, I think just off the top of my head for next year, maybe just hitting the scoreboard a bit more could be an improvement, I reckon. I think I was, this year I was able to, work on my outside game a bit and the balance of inside outside. I think that's that really improved this year, but I think that next step could be, maybe, just becoming a bit more dangerous around goal and maybe hitting the scoreboard a bit more.
Matty, don't worry about improving. You've just won a Brownlow medal. I think you're doing plenty right. There is one thing, though, I want to talk about improving, and that was the speech. At some point, did you think, this is just too long, get me off here? I don't want the spotlight. All I do is hunt the footy. I don't need to be up here talking.
You're spot on, really. I'm most comfortable, out on the footy field when, I'm just chasing the ball around. So, being up on stage with those lights in front of those people is, not that normal for me. It was pretty nervous going up there, but you don't win Brownlow medals too often, so it was trying to suck it in as well at the same time.
Good on you, mate. It was fantastic to watch. I think ASIC boot prices, their share price is rocketing. I think their company's just tripled in value.
Yeah, well, like I said, I love my ASIC boots, so glad I got them in.
Well done, mate. You're a gem. 26 disposals averaged over that. Crouchy, 8.5 clearances, ranked second in the AFL, 8.6 tackles, third in the AFL at some season, and now you can add a Brownlow medal to your resume. Again, congratulations and enjoy the rest of the festivities.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Matt Rowell joining us, the Brownlow medalist of 2025. So have your say around last night's count, 82230000. Ned wants to know whether we need to fix it.
I certainly do. I said there wasn't one person in South Australia who felt the Brownlow medal was complete. And to this point, no one does. Phil, how do you feel?
No, it doesn't sit with me either. I didn't even know who won it, didn't even watch it. But how about if it's done by champion data? So the bloke that gets the most points on the oval.
That sounds even worse, Phil.
Data gets the 3 points.
Phil.
Yeah,
Phil.
Not sure about that one.
Oh, crikey, Phil. I mean, you sounded so promising when you came in. You had all that energy. I thought you were going to have a great idea. Phil, I love you. That is a shocker. Absolute shocker.
Let's get to David at Byron Bay.
Sorry,
Hi,
Phil.
Dave.
Sorry, Phil.
Oh, g'day, guys. Yeah, look, Rowell, a very worthy winner. He's another Dangerfield-type wrecking ball, in my opinion. So good on him. I'd love to have him at the Crows. For both you guys, Archie's apparently in, Petrarca maybe, possibly going to the Gold Coast. What players do you reckon we need to focus on to help complement what we have as a squad? It's been well built in recent years by Hamish and Justin Reid. But, yeah, interested in your thoughts on that. And probably for Matty Crouch finishing up this year, just a couple of things. Was the flu that bad in the finals that it did impact our performance?
Ooh.
And is Matty Nix up to getting us successful finals, whether you can be honest regarding that. There is.
Matty. Couple of curly ones, David.
Off you go.
All right, well, I'll start with, I think, the big gap that I seen in the final series from the Crows was our midfield. I think we definitely need one more in there that's going to help us. So, whether that is Petrarca, I know Merritt's obviously looking at Hawthorn. A player of that calibre into our midfield would definitely add a fair bit. And then what the other two? You wanted me to touch on, what was it? Nixie in the finals. I think that's a bit harsh. I think the way he went this year, he got us to the top of the ladder. I felt like we had a great season. Clearly, we didn't have the final series that we wanted to, but I felt like he's definitely developed a lot as a coach. And then just to touch on the sickness, I think we didn't want to use it as an excuse, but a fair few boys were crook throughout the final series, and it probably the timing of that sickness and when we got it wasn't ideal. So you're never going to use it as an excuse, but it wasn't the ideal situation.
Sounds like excuses to me, Brian. What do you think, Brian from Old Noongar? Brian?
Yeah, I was watching it, and I got to the mark of the year. And the mark of the year was absolutely disgraceful. He leapt on someone's shoulder and dropped the ball.
Brian, he's gone back with the flight. Hang on, Brian.
Taking a better mark than that.
Brian, he's gone back with the flight. He's jumped on someone's shoulders, and you're saying just because he slightly spilt it after he crushed to the ground going 100 kilometres an hour, it's not mark of the year? Brian, what?
No, Matty would have taken a better mark.
I'm with you, Brian. I reckon he dropped it too, mate. I'm with you.
Yeah, and the goal of the year was dead in front. He got a ball received and kicked a goal. Like, I've seen better goals kicked all year.
Tell you what, a little dirty about it. A few Crows fans are dirty about this. Isaac Rankin wasn't even in contention.
Yeah.
He kicked a pearler at the G.
Yeah, that one he ran along the boundary, took a couple of bounces and knocked it through. I think he was very stiff not to be within the best three of the year, that's for sure.
We'll have your say. 8223 0000. Talking Brownlow tonight, plus all other points on footy, plus sport news coming up. We've got other things in the sports sector. Montrell Harris, are the 36ers going to miss him? I think they will.
Montrez Harrell?
Harrell, that's what I said.
Yeah, Montrell Harris is a little bit of a different player. I don't know who he is. Does he play for Adelaide 37ers?
Go to a break. You know what I said. Break.
Get to your traffic.
G'day there, Waterloo Corner. A crash at North-South Maitawini Waterloo Corner Road. Delays are awful at the moment. If you have to go that way, try Port Wakefield Road instead. Crayfus West to break down the freeway up track to the speed cameras, and Tonsley break down Sturt Road near Main South Road. Cameras, Smart Road, Modbury and Jetty Road at Largs Bay. Choose Cartex Fuels with Techron to keep your engine running smoothly. Proven to clean and protect your engine while you drive. Give your car the Cartex with Techron cleaning treatment today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
It's the biggest game of the year, and you could be heading to the 2025 Toyota AFL Grand Final in style.
Tune into us weekdays from 6 to 9 and try and guess our mystery football identity to win.
First person to guess correctly will be heading to Melbourne with a mate, flights and accommodation included for that on that one day in September.
This will be an incredible football experience you'll never forget as you watch on at the MCG.
AFL authorised promotion GFAFL/148.
Deliver more with Toyota, the world's #1 forklift brand. Choose from a great range including pallet jacks, walkie stackers and reach forklifts, right up to their leading Toyota counterbalance forklifts. Legendary reliability and safety with cleaner, greener electric options. Toyota can tailor the right forklift solution for you. It's all part of the Toyota Forklift Advantage. For more, visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Get a Toyota forklift.
Ray White, big name in real estate, but also the biggest name in business broking. What makes us big? Our people, like Brett Buckley and his team. MBA, lecturer, and multi-time SA Business Broker of the Year. Brett doesn't just read a P&L, he feels it. If you're selling or expanding your business, Brett can take your business apart and find you more money. And we're not talking small change. Go on, touch base with Brett. Search Ray White Business Sales SA.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Here's who you can support around Adelaide. The Excelsior Hotel's $22 schnitzel and pint offer in the front bar every day. The Excelsior Hotel, Coghlan Street, Brompton. Feels like coming home, but better. The St John Christmas Home Lottery helps our St John Ambo save lives. Learn more at stjohnlottery.com.au. FIVEAA, supporting local business. Since 1935, Resthaven has supported older South Australians. For more than 35 years, that support has also extended into people's homes, where comfort, dignity and independence matter most. Our caring staff and volunteers have enriched the lives of thousands of older South Australians and their carers. Thank you for putting your trust in Resthaven. If you or someone you love needs welcome support at home, we're here to help. Visit resthaven.asn.au. Celebrating 90 years.
Fuel cards, receipts. Why does managing a fleet feel like I'm building flat pack furniture? Without the instructions. Don't ask why, ask Wex. Wex Motorpass is the one card that works for everything. No fuss, no piles of paperwork, just streamlined fuel management across Australia. Finally, a fix that doesn't need an Allen key. Search Wex Motorpass. Terms and conditions apply.
Get saving now with City Discount Tyres. We're offering great deals on the world's top brands in tyres, wheels, suspension and parts. Suitable for four-wheel drives, SUVs and passenger cars, including Falcon, Michelin, Pirelli, Kumho, Hankook and many more. Finance options available. Search citydiscounttyres.com.au and locate your nearest dealer today. City Discount Tyres. We're driven by value.
Talking Adelaide sports. This is the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 23 minutes after 5 on this Tuesday. Ned McHenry and Matt Crouch on the show. Very soon, Angus Anderson from the Sturt Footy Club. He is a premiership player. He is a Jack Odie medalist. What a day he had on Sunday. We'll speak to him at 5:30. And Peter Hooley then going to join us just before 6 o'clock. NBL reporter. He's a good South Aussie. He's going to walk us through Montrezl Harrell and where that all stands with our Adelaide 36ers. Sounds like they're set to part ways.
I'm looking forward to that. We love your engagement. 8223 0000. Get on the blower. But if you can't get in the blower, give us a text. Quinton's done that. I think the Brownlow is great and does reward one of many great players each year. The award is done by the umpires and always should be. Don't change it is all I say. P.S. Go the Suns. Bring on 26. Well, Quinton, if you're not biased, and I don't know who is biased, clearly you're just happy that Rowley won it. Not a good text at all there.
Okay, so for the last couple of weeks, we've been giving you the chance to win a 50-bottle Vintec wine cabinet. This is valued over $4,000, and the kicker is it's filled to the top with Rusden wines. This is an unbelievable prize. We do this probably every year, I reckon, around this time of year.
Good.
It's a fantastic prize. So we've got a whole bunch of our winners on the line, and they are waiting to be told whether they have or haven't won the Vintec wine cabinet. Now, who's our first caller on the line here? Ned?
This is Nick.
Nick at Ranella.
From Ranella. Now, I'm speaking quietly because what if he's listening? Hello, Nick.
He is.
Yes, I'm listening. Hello.
Nick, how you going?
Yeah, great. Thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, very well, thank you, mate. We're just doing some random calls on 5AA today, just talking about the Brownlow, just doing a bit of a survey. What do you think about the Brownlow?
I think well done, Matty Rowell, but yeah, it could be better.
If you're watching the Brownlow, what do you have, a beer or do you have a cup of tea or do you have a wine or what do you do?
A bloke on 5AA this morning said they shouldn't say votes all the time. It would save a lot of time.
Yeah, but what yeah.
We all know it's votes. You just say 3, 2, 1. But yeah, red wine would be the choice.
Yeah, you like a red, do you? What's your favourite?
Black Gut Shiraz.
Black Gut Shiraz.
Pretty good chat, actually.
Well, what about a $4,000 Vintec wine cabinet for that?
Hey!
Hey, you built it! Well done, mate. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm over the moon.
Did I have your hook, line and sinker there or not at all?
Not really, but
well done, mate. Congratulations. Is that going to go in the home? You going to keep that or is that a pressie for someone?
Not sure yet. No, I reckon it will have to stay at home, yeah. Oh,
well done. Well, it's full of beautiful Rusden wines. Well done. We love Rusden wines. I know you do too. You'll enjoy a few of those, mate. Congratulations, Nick.
Yeah, thank you very much, 5AA and Vintec.
Fantastic, Nick. Thank you for being a part of the show, and a massive thanks, of course, to Rusden Wines in the Barossa Valley, who have been supporters all the way through this campaign. Home of the Black Gut Shiraz, as we know, that is the very best drop of wine you could get. Visit rusdenwines.com.au Yeah,
we love your calls, 8223 0000. The player movement space is heating up a little bit. We've got Matt Crouch in the studio. Give us a call. Well, who do you think the Crows need? How do they take the next step into finals? And likewise, over the road at Alberton, what can they do? Now, limited first-round picks, but can they get creative? Is there anyone you've seen in the SANFL or state leagues that you think could add to the Port Adelaide mix? I know Angus Anderson's going to come on. He's one who might bolster their midfield, Sammy.
Well, Jesse Motlop today from Carlton signed a 2-year deal, so that potential link has now dropped off.
Yeah, he would have been a handy player. I rate Motlop, so I think Port fans would be pretty disappointed with that one. But, they might hopefully snag a few others.
Now, obviously you are an ex-Crow, but if you're casting your eye over Port Adelaide's list, is there anyone you think there's a list gap there that can help propel them to get back into the finals, Crouchy?
Yeah, I look at their midfield and I think their midfield's pretty settled. Like, they've obviously got a strong core through that part of the ground, but I think the one gap at the moment for me is someone to help out Georgiades ahead of the ball. So I think another key who can help him out. I think that's probably a big focus for him.
Yeah, nice call. 8223 0000, taking your calls all night. Ian from Heathfield. G'day, Ian.
Yeah, g'day. Good, mate. I just want to suggest to the SANFL that they look at having their semi-finals and prelim finals played at suburban grounds and not Adelaide Oval. They had about 10,000 at the prelim final at Adelaide Oval, no atmosphere. You have 10,000 at Glenelg or Runley or Norwood, and you've got a fantastic atmosphere for the game. And I think they'd have a much improved spectator experience if they transferred those finals to the suburban grounds rather than Adelaide Oval.
Hang on, they had 35,000 at the grand final though, Ian. I thought that was a great day on Sunday.
I'm not saying move the grand final. I'm saying leave the grand final at Adelaide Oval.
Yeah.
But the semi-final, prelim finals, play them at suburban grounds.
Yeah, I reckon that's a decent shout. I think the atmosphere around the SANFL grounds in big games is unbelievable, and I don't mind that from Ian. I reckon it's a decent idea.
What would the players want to do? If you're a player, what would you?
You've both played in finals for SANFL sides during that time where there's only 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 people there. Does it feel a little emptier?
Yeah, I'd prefer to be at a SANFL ground, to be honest. I reckon there's a bit more atmosphere and a bit of buzz around. I'm not sure. Where would you prefer to be, Ned?
I prefer to be on Adelaide Oval. I think that's a good final series. You come out of your local grounds and then get onto the Adelaide Oval for the finals. It's still a historic, famous ground in South Australia. It's not like it's commercial. It doesn't feel like that. It's a great ground to watch and play footy. Anyway, great call, Ian. I like it. Great
call.
Have
you say 8223 0000. The lines are open. We'll speak to someone who was part of the SANFL finals and, of course, the grand final. They were premiers, the Sturt Footy Club on Sunday. Angus Anderson, the Jack Odie medalist.
And Anthony Albanese, Donald Trump face-to-face meeting. There's still lots to talk about. It's not going to happen.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
We this school dance every year. I asked this girl out to the dance.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
She didn't have another date. She just didn't want to go with me. And it was a life lesson.
5AA breakfast.
Albo is you. The guy who can't, for the life of him, get a date to the dance.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Afternoon, I'm Tamira Francis with the 5AA News headlines. The Albanese government is being accused by the opposition of having rogue foreign policy after rejecting Australia's decision to support a Palestinian state. Doctors are urging expectant mothers not to worry about the Trump administration's claims that it's dangerous. The MS Society of SA has called in administrators, leaving 3,000 clients in limbo. And Snoop Dogg has had a kick on the MCG ahead of his halftime performance at the grand final. Now checking the 5AA traffic.
Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
G'day there, at Waterloo Corner, a crash. It's on the north-south motorway near Waterloo Corner Road. Delays are just foul. Try using Port Wakefield Road if you can to get around that, but even that's getting pretty slow. Crash at Salisbury South, Cross Keys Road near Enterprise Drive, and Tonsley, a breakdown, Sturt Road near Main South Road. Cameras, Gorge Road, Athelston and Grand Junction Road at Hope Valley. The Big Points Blitz is back this week at Woolworths. Boost in the Everyday Rewards app to get up to 8,000 bonus points. Only at Woolworths. Offer ends September 23rd. Minimum spend and T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast. Cloudy tonight, 11 the overnight low. It's going to be cloudy tomorrow, tops of 19. Currently it's 14 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
They say one of life's biggest decisions is buying a home. But sometimes the hardest one is leaving it. At Anglicare SA, we're here to help you stay where you belong. We offer support for everyday things like cleaning, gardening, cooking, but are also experts in care management, allied health and clinical nursing. Because we believe there is no place like home. And with the right support, there is no reason to leave it. Find out more at Anglicare SA. You are at home.
Something wild, cool and sophisticated has arrived in SA. Omoda Jaku, selling a new SUV and only at Morford Vale, Main South Road.
Our place is your place at the Albion Hotel. We're big on celebrations, so bring the whole family and let the kids loose to explore our massive outdoor playground. Every day is Schnitzel Day at the Albion. Loyalty members that have downloaded the Albion app enjoy discounts and rewards on food and drinks every day of the week. And if you're on the go, we've got you covered in our Thirsty Camel drive-through bottle shop. The Albion Hotel, your local, your people, your place.
The Chemist Warehouse Footy Finals half-price cosmetic sale is on now. All big brand cosmetics are half price. All L'Oreal and Maybelline, half price. All Rimmel and Sally Hansen, half price. And all NYX and Nude by Nature, half price. That's right, all big brand cosmetics are half price. So hurry into Chemist Warehouse for the Footy Finals sale today and stock up on all your favourites. Sale ends 28th of September. Chemist Warehouse, great savings every day.
Need a quick dinner or snack hack? Whatever's in your fridge, refresh, remix and wrap it up with Simpson's Pantry wraps and flatbreads. They'll be absolutely wrapped.
Simpson's Pantry. Absolutely wrapped.
Tom, I think we should give a $100 voucher to everyone whose junk we make disappear.
They could use it for future junk removal?
Yes, and it'll be fully transferable so that people can give junk removal to anyone they feel could use a helping hand.
Sarah, that's a good idea.
Hey everybody, 1-800-GOT-JUNK is giving away $100 vouchers.
Use them for future junk removal or give them to someone who could use a helping hand.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1800gotjunk.com.au.
Talking Adelaide sports. This is the 5AA Sports Show.
Here's 26 minutes to 6. Very soon, Peter Hooley from the NBL. He does a very, very good job broadcasting the games. And our Adelaide 36ers are in action this weekend. But will they be without Montrezl Harrell? That's a big, big story coming out. So we'll get the latest there. And Jason Sanger from our South Australian men's cricket team, he'll be skippering against WA tomorrow when they play at Karen Rolton Oval. And you can watch the show live. We've got Matt Crouch and Ned McHenry with us. And you can watch it live on Facebook and YouTube on the Stillwell Hyundai live stream. And you can head to Stillwell Hyundai, Ingle Farm, take a test drive today. Find your perfect Hyundai car, Bridge Road, Ingle Farm.
Sturt 105 to Glenelg 74 run out sample premiers for season 2025. A big part of that was best on ground Angus Anderson, Sturt midfielder. He joins us now. Angus, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Mate, have I caught you at a good time? Apparently you're up at the tap house having a few beers. Have you got a second or not?
Yeah, you got a second. Yeah, we're just watching the game right now, which is quite nice and nice to relive it all.
Oh, fantastic. What a moment to join you with. How's it all sunk in?
Yeah, I think it's only really sunk in this morning for me personally. Like, the last 2 days have just been celebrations and celebrating the year we've had, and I think a bit of time this morning to relax and let it all sink in, especially at our brickworks and the unveiling of the Sturt colours on the top of the chimney was really surreal.
Fantastic. And talk to us about your game, mate. Did you expect to be best on ground coming in? You're in good form.
Yeah, look, me personally, I think it's a lot of, not easy work, but when you got the two reigning Magarey medalists in your midfield and most of their attention's probably going to go into them, and I can just go and run and do my own game and play well, which has been good this year.
Well, talk to us about your own game. I mean, you grew up in New South Wales. You had a really strong national champs, and it looked like you might be a draft chance. You were obviously overlooked, and now you're in such good sample form. What's changed? Do you feel like you've added to your game in some ways?
Yeah, well, I think that's the blessing coming to Sturt, and with such a rich history and like the midfield class that have come through the last couple of years, I've had to develop my game and add more strings to my bow, which has been really good because usually, I reckon, when I was coming in around the 18s, like the 18s chance, and I was an inside midfielder like Snells and TL, and I guess I just had to add more of an outside game and aerial game. Like, I thought that was really important, especially for my height. So I thought, just developing an outside game and bringing that point of difference to the midfield where I wouldn't be compared to a Snells or a TL when it came to selection time. I was more of a different player. And, so I guess developing an outside game and becoming an aerial threat really, I've been working on.
Well, you've absolutely done that. You've been a big part of their offence too. I heard TL, Tom Lewis, obviously speak about the change in offence at Sturt this year. It sounds like in 12 months you have changed a few things. What did Marty introduce and how were you a part of that?
Yeah, I think it was just a massive buy-in from the group, firstly. It's not hard, especially we've been such a typical kick mark team and just like slowly progressing the ball forward. But I think this year we've implemented a few more things. So we wanted the handball chain more out, like move the ball a little bit faster but more controlled in a sense. So we can still kick mark, but we can do like follow kicks up between 1 and 3 seconds and all that. But yeah, it's been a massive buy-in. I think we've all had the mentality that we know we're the best defensive team in the comp. We're happy to give up 2 or 3 goals in return. We're going to kick 4 or 5. So I think that's been the method to the madness this year for our offense.
Where to now for you, mate? Are you going to continue for your AFL dream? Are you speaking to AFL clubs? That's obviously the ambition. What's the plan from here?
Yeah, well, look, definitely as a little kid, I still have the passion and the drive to play at the highest level I can, whether that's AFL or SANFL. But at the time being, no one's got in contact with me yet. So I'm just trying to, plan myself for the next couple of months, which I'm fortunately in Europe for, so I'll be backpacking through there for a few months.
They'll be in contact, mate. Don't worry about that. Now, other best on ground matters. You were best on ground in the actual grand final. What about the post-match festivities? Who's been good?
I think a few boys are throwing around Badgie, Josh Hone. He's been all right. He's always good for a little bit lippy. And then I'm throwing Henry Carey in the loop right now.
Okay.
He's giving some good chat at the moment, so yeah, loving it.
Well, I played against Sturt a few times, and Honey used to give me a bath on the lip, so I can imagine after he has a few beers, it'd be even worse.
Oh, well, you've only been with him a few beers. I've been with him for a couple of days now, so he's recycling a few, but bringing some new ones like off the cuff, so he's pretty good.
Well, fantastic. Well done on your year collectively, obviously, as a Sturt group winning the premiership, and well done to you individually. It was great to watch you. It was a fantastic performance. I'm sure it's onwards and upwards from here. Enjoy the celebrations, and we'll speak to you again.
Yeah, I will. Thanks. I appreciate the call.
So that is a really deserving player from Sunday's game, Angus Anderson from the Sturt Footy Club. Great to have him up on the show. We're taking your calls as well, 8223 0000. Lines are open if you want to get involved. Yeah, I want to hear from you, SANFL viewers, SANFL lovers, or any of the state leagues. Who's running around at the moment that could add a point of difference to an AFL list? We've had some texts around Tom Lewis. I think Angus Anderson on the weekend was sensational. Who is running around in a second grade at the moment that could help an AFL club? 8223 0000. Give us a call. Can I throw one at Matt Crouch here? Because you said moments ago that someone needs to help Mitch Georgiades up front for Port Adelaide. Is Lachlan Hosey, who's just come off a 75-plus goal season, anyone you'd focus on?
Yeah, he's a guy I've watched throughout the SANFL finals, and I don't know what the knock on him is, because he seems to be very good around goals, good at ground level and in the air. So I know he was at the Kangaroos for a little bit and then was delisted, but he looks a very good player.
Give us a call. Is there someone even playing country league footy or these obscure picks that come in and play well at AFL level? There's so many of them out there. It's just around identifying the talent. What do you think's important for a player that's playing a second grade to translate into AFL footy, Crouchy?
I think if you're clean with the ball, I think that gives you time, obviously. If you're nice and clean, I think watching a lot of these guys in the SANFL finals, I think a lot of them have the potential if they were given a chance to go to the next level. But I think sometimes you never know what can happen with these guys. And if you, like Sturt did on the weekend, they had a big win. AFL clubs start looking at you.
Yeah, absolutely. We love your engagement on the show, and there's lots happening, particularly in the AFL space. Andrew Dillon, spoke to 7 News on a potential change to the father-son bidding system.
Yeah, we're going to just look at making sure that the father-son rule stays, but we just make sure the correct price is paid via the bidding mechanisms.
What do you think?
Yeah, the father-son stuff it's an interesting topic. I like the thought of father-son. I think that's something that's different in our game compared to other sports, and I still like the concept of the father-son rule.
The question is, does it just jeopardise the integrity of the competition too much now?
Yeah, well, it's probably in the last few years. You look at the Dacos brothers, and then you look at the Ashcroft brothers, who have both gone to high-end teams who are going well, and it just strengthens them up. So, I wish the Crows had a couple that we could who are as good as them boys at the moment. But they're very good players.
Other points of conversation that are interesting are obviously the wild card round or the pre-finals bye. We'll get your take on that, but let's have a listen to Andrew Dillon on that.
Can you have a wildcard round and a pre-finals bye, or is it only one of the two?
Look, I think that's the bit that we're working through, and the pre-finals bye has, I think, worked really well for the final 8, so that's one of the things that we'll weigh up as we're deciding whether we go with it or not.
Fan of the wildcard round, Cratchy?
I don't mind it. I think it would add a bit of excitement, but then the flip of that is if you finish 10th or out of the finals, you're not good enough to be playing finals footy. Like it's... there's 24 rounds throughout the season to get yourself right and qualify for the finals. But, it's an interesting one.
So, for example, this year, Sydney with 12 wins would have been able to sneak in to play against someone like the Gold Coast Suns, who was 7th, and that would be 15 wins. So,
And on that, you look at Gold Coast season compared to Sydney, they've been much better, haven't they? So...
Just looking out at the window now, it's cloudy, no rain, so the Agga Panthers will have to wait. But News in Northern Expressway, Waterloo Corner Road, bumper to bumper. Do not get on that. Find another route.
Yeah, good one. All right, so stay looking out on the traffic. We're going to play some of the recent traffic in just a second, and keep taking your calls as well. 8223 0000 if you want to have your say, share your opinion around some of those discussion topics. And we're going to talk 36ers next. Montrez Harrell, where is he sitting at the moment with our Sixers team? There may be a big ban incoming, and he may be parting ways with our Adelaide side. Let's check your roads.
Rancid delays tonight at Waterloo Corner. It's almost at a standstill. It's due to a crash on the north-south Murray Waterloo Corner Road. If you can, try Port Wakefield Road instead, but that's also starting to slow, so good luck if you're heading that way. Salisbury South, a crash at Cross Keys Road near Enterprise Drive. North Plympton, really busy. Maori Road near Anzac Highway. Super slow. Park Terrace at North Adelaide. And got a camera gorge right at Athelston. Do you or someone you care for need complex mental health support? Sane can help. Choose from a range of free digital and telehealth support services. Visit sane.org today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Paying for a gym membership means going the first month, sleeping in the next month, voicemails from your personal trainer, taking up cold plunges instead, realising you're more of a good book by the fire type, hot chocolate by the fire type,
Marshmallow.
forgot you even signed up for the gym type. Go from forgotten subscriptions to found savings with the Westpac app's clever tech. To get it done, it takes a little Westpac. Westpac online banking T's and C's, eligibility, fees and charges apply.
Can I have another marshmallow? Tired of rising power bills? What if you could eliminate power bills forever? With NRG Solar, the new cheaper home batteries program gives eligible homes and businesses up to 30% off the cost of a new home battery, saving you thousands. NRG Solar has the know-how to help you claim the rebate and design a system that delivers real long-term value. Own your energy, own your future. Call 1300 858 160, that's 1300 858 160, or visit nrgsolar.com.au now.
Are you tired of scrolling through countless websites trying to plan your next holiday? The local travel experts at Spark Travel are just one call away. They're ready to listen, guide and handcraft the perfect getaway for you.
Based right here in Adelaide on King William Street, Spark Travel is proudly local, with plenty of experience helping South Aussies turn travel dreams into reality. Their personal approach makes every journey simple, comfortable and stress-free. From leisurely day trips to spectacular international getaways, they'll make sure your holiday starts the right way.
Yep, too true. So reach out today for a chat and start planning your next getaway with Spark Travel, where every journey begins with a conversation. Call 8876 5121 or visit sparktravel.com.au.
Walco is making headlines again for SA's biggest cover-up. If you own a pool, it will affect you in the best possible way. For those whose pool is the main feature of their yard, Walco offer a special mesh cover to keep debris and leaves out, while making your pool area look stunning all through winter. If looks matter, join the great cover-up and ask Walco about their stylish new mesh pool covers. Visit walco.com.au.
Experience the very best of over 50s living at Northern Community Residential Village in Penfield. Set in a serene and peaceful setting, Northern Community Residential Village offers a low-maintenance lifestyle amongst a welcoming community of like-minded people. A new release of stunning homes is now selling from just $450,000. Book a tour of the display home today and picture how bright your future could be. Visit ncrv.com.au for more information.
Things are heating up at Adelaide's largest selection of fireplaces, the Home of Fire. Get massive savings on wood, gas and electric heating and check out their outdoor kitchens.
The Home of Fire for all your flaming needs.
The Home of Fire, 126 McGill Road, Norwood.
Talking Adelaide sports. This is the 5AA Sports Show.
At 13 minutes to 6, Rowie and Timmy on holidays in grand final week. So we've got Ned McHenry and Matt Crouch in the studio with us for the next couple of days. Love your calls. They'd love to answer your questions. They'd love your opinions. 8223 0000 is the number. Very soon we'll speak to Jason Sanger, who's captaining our South Australian men's cricket team tomorrow.
We certainly will, but for now there's one gun commentator on the NBL. It's ESPN's Peter Hooley is with us now. Peter, welcome.
Thanks for having me, boys. Good to see Rowie's on a beach already, so we take time off for the Christmas holiday.
Now, before we get to there's a text here. Where is Rowie and Tim? I'll tell you where Rowie is. He's upside down on a sun lounge somewhere near Darwin. He's not bad, is he?
Jeepers. I'll tell you what, we all have to wait for Christmas. Well, not me. I've got to wait till May next year, so it must be bloody nice, I'll tell you that.
Wouldn't that be a horrible sight, Rowie on a sun lounge? Anyway, let's straighten up because there's lots to get to. Tell us, as 36ers fans, should we be disappointed now or optimistic about what the future can bring?
Look, in the shortest way possible, definitely optimistic. It's disappointing for sure. I think Trez is a fan favourite, and with the recent reports coming out from Olgun Ulic on ESPN that they're preparing to part ways. It's an unfortunate situation. All obviously stems back to reported doping thing that happened in his stint in China. But from everything that's transpired from that, it's really sucks that when it looks like we're not going to get to see Trez playing for the 36ers this year and back in the NBL. But as I say, to be optimistic, it means that the team has flexibility now to go out and add not just one piece, but two new imports, two new Americans, because as of last Wednesday as well, Bryce Cotton's an Australian citizen. So they're only going to get stronger and better from here, weirdly enough.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, Peter. I was just going to ask you about that. Obviously, the timing of this isn't great, but would the 36ers have some backup plans here? Have you heard of any players that they could potentially replace Montrez with?
I haven't heard names so much, but I can tell you that they've already been looking, and I think they're on the way down the path of a next piece to come in, knowing that Bryce was about to be Australian. So before all this Trez stuff popped up, they were ready to add another import because Bryce obviously comes off that and becomes a local player. So they were already going to add, it looks like probably it'll be a backup big now to play alongside and help support Isaac Humphries and Zylan Cheatham. So that happens, then I would assume they're going to be a little bit more patient on the third one and say, you know what, let's see how the season goes. If we need a point guard, we'll find a point guard in a couple of months. If we need a wing, we'll find a wing. So they're in a very, very good position, a lot of flexibility, and they've already got enough star power to probably contend and win it. So it's a really, really exciting time, I think, still.
Peter, with the Montrez issue specifically, why is this being said now? So why is the line in the sand now when the news came out around the potential doping, issue or situation or finding? It was a while ago. So why now? Why is he leaving now?
Well, all I think from what I can understand, and obviously there's a sensitive nature around it all when you get any time with any sport with anything like this, is it happening in China and their relationship, I guess, with the Australian part of all of that is what's having a long-term effect on not knowing when his suspension will be decided. So it's up to China when they want all of that to take place. It could have happened months ago. It could happen in a week, but you just don't know when it's going to be finalised. So that's from the reports of that uncertainty where you've got Adelaide thinking, well, what are we going to do here? So, again, it's a really unfortunate one because we see it in every sport. It pops up more often than it should. And normally there's a way through. It just doesn't seem like from all the reports that have come out that it's going to happen and be able to fix for this year anyway. Hopefully there's a time that he can come back to the NBL in Adelaide and continue to play.
Absolutely. How do you see the 36ers going this year, Peter? Do you feel like they're on track for success?
Well, it's weird because when we do our predictions and everything we have to talk about, I didn't have them as championship favourites. I had them in the top four. I think they've got this unbelievable roster now, obviously led by Bryce Cotton. But with this flexibility they have to add now, I actually think they're probably going to be the favourites. I think even with the Trez signing at the initial time, as great as he was and great as he is, it just made this roster a little clunky in terms of the big man department. We saw it last year, Isaac Humphries, Trez alongside each other. Zylan Cheatham's a bit different, but he plays the same position. Now they can really kind of map it all out, how they want to build going forward. I guess you kind of look at it like a role hierarchy amongst the team. And adding these other two complementary pieces, I think they're going to be really tough to beat once it all comes together.
Peter, we always enjoy getting you on. You've got your finger on the pulse. When you know more about who the next import might be, we'll get you straight away. We can't wait to listen then. But until next time, we'll have to speak to you then.
No worries. It could be sooner rather than later. I'll be coming over for the first game on Sunday. I'll be calling that game. It's going to be a solid.
You're not withholding information from us, Peter, are you?
No. I wouldn't do that. If I do get it, I'll shoot a text and I'll jump back on because
well done. Out of trouble.
I'll tell you what I will say is I understand from the last conversation I had is that they'll be going into the game on Sunday with something. So I'll give you that much.
Wow.
There you go. There's a scoop.
You've just
we almost let him go. Peter, where was that at the start?
Well, no, I had to just lead you down the again. So Rolly normally tries to get all the. He just asks me to scoop and then he gets rid of me. So as a Crows fan, I just wanted to shoot it for a little bit.
Smart, very smart.
It was a pleasure.
Good on you, Peter. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Peter.
Peter Early does a fantastic job. Back to your calls as well. 8223 0000. And have you say around the 36ers in the season? What are your expectations for them? They've got a great looking list, and as Peter said, there's a lot of good things perhaps on the horizon for them as well.
Yeah, lots of 36ers fans already texting in. We love your calls too. 8223 0000. Steve's done exactly that. G'day, Steve.
Hey, boys. How you going?
Very well.
Good. Hey, boys, I just wanted to talk to you briefly about the Brownlow count last night. And look, I've got a lad that plays footy down at Christie's Beach in A grade and got injured last year with an ACL. So I understand how footy works. Anyway, just in regards to how the players get their 3-2-1 votes, who does the selections for the All-Australian team?
It's a committee of different experts who come together and basically decide on it, Steve.
There's about 10 people.
So why can't those experts do the Brownlow? Why can't, we trust them to do the All-Australian, so why wouldn't you trust them to do the 3-2-1s?
Well, what happens when all of those glamour people are holidaying in Europe in July when they get their little break?
Oh, well, they need to get paid good money.
What do you think, Crouch? Is that fair or not?
I don't mind. I don't mind the idea. I think we trust the experts on the All-Australian team. And as we spoke about earlier, the Brownlow is the most prestigious award you can win in footy, so I don't mind it.
Well, it's interesting that he's mentioned that, Steve, because the NBA do a model where essentially there's about 100 different sportcasters, there's different former players, there's, I think, even a fan element, which is a very small percentage, but there's an element of that in there too. And then all the votes are put together. There's 100 different places the votes are coming from, and in the end, they land on an MVP. And that one MVP tends to be pretty much bang on.
Pretty spot on,
Yeah, so, I mean, it's a lot of opinions being put into one, but it's a little bit different to how we do the Brownlow medal.
Very interesting. I mean, that's an extreme change of the Brownlow, isn't it? I mean, that's going to significantly change the history of the medal, but it is a great idea. It might be a better, more accurate way of determining the best player, Crouchy.
Absolutely. I think it's the more calls we've called in tonight, it's been the underlying comments have been around the umpires haven't got it right, so... Yeah.
8223 0000. Have your say on the Brownlow. Is it fixed and how? Is it broken and how do we fix it? John, is it broken?
I think it's partially broken, but it could be fixed. Now, the first thing is the presentation's too long. They've got too many extras in it, and one other thing that happens is that they say the word vote or votes 621 times. Every time they say 3 votes, 2 votes, 1 vote. So if you multiply 621 by 1 second, there's 10 minutes gone. So
good maths.
So that's the first bit. The second bit is with the umpires, they don't get any stats after the game. So that's what I understand that they used to at one stage, but now they don't. Now, everyone gets stats after the game, so therefore the umpires are hugely disadvantaged. So they get stats after the game. That will give them some factual information so they don't make like a mega blue. And there's been instances in the past where say, Andrew McLeod at a game against North Melbourne where he got no votes, and the coach of North Melbourne after the game was just in absolute awe of McLeod, and that cost him the Brownlow. So the umpires can make big blues if they don't have some statistics in front of them, because it's hard enough to watch a game and umpire and then try and record the best players. So I think that's got to be an essential change, and that'll help them.
Johnny boy, some really, really, really good points there, I think. Cratchy?
Yeah, I reckon he's spot on with the stats side of things. I think the umpires deserve to have that in front of them and then make their decision.
Do you think it's as simple as that? Do you think the AFL may introduce that next year?
Yeah, I think they need to do something, don't they? Like it's, I think I don't know what the reason behind them not having the stats is. I'm not sure what that is, but I think they need to do something and change something.
Well, John Ralph has only reported in the last hour the AFL has no plans to change the Brownlow voting process. You expect them to say that.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But the stats has always been an interesting conversation point. Let's just quickly head to Phil before we get to the news. Hi, Phil.
Hi, guys. I know there's bigger issues in the world, but a couple of years ago, or a few years ago, the AFL said that all the grand finals of all the other leagues had to finish, a week before the grand final, so that was the full stop. But now the AFLW continues on. Right? I don't get it.
What's your point, though, Phil? I don't get it either. What's your point?
Well, they made all the grand finals shift to last week, so they didn't clash. But now, because they wanted the AFL grand final to be the final thing of the year.
So you're talking about the state league.
The AFLW keeps going.
So you're talking about the state league finals? Is that right? Yeah, okay.
So the SANFL final used to be a week after the AFL.
Yeah.
They made us shift it 2 weeks.
What would you do, Phil?
In Australia.
How would you fix it? What would you do?
Well, I think that AFLW should have a similar sort of season to everything else, rather than carrying on and going on into summer.
Yeah, okay. I think some people would feel differently. I think isolating the AFLW competition by itself outside of regular AFL gives it a little bit more exposure. People can get some interest in it after the AFL season finishes. I think it's actually working quite well at the moment.
Well, can I ask you both quickly, when they had the crossover, which is the first time they've ever done that, with round 23 and 24 this year, the AFLW with the men's end of season, did you take more notice of the men's season or the women's season at that point in time?
For the men's season?
Yeah, well, I think that's the obvious answer. So the crossover was that's what takes the spotlight away from the comp that I think they're desperately needing a spotlight on the women's game at the moment to get the numbers back, to get the viewership up and actually make more money.
Yeah, I think the timing of it, it's been a bit of they've changed the timing of the AFLW and they need to try and get that one right.
All right, it's 1 minute to 6. We'll keep taking your calls in the next half hour and Jason Sanger to join us very soon.
Your old hot water system can drive as much as 40% of your energy bill. Fortunately, you can upgrade to something that's 70% cheaper to run thanks to Right Price. They're the leaders in heat pumps and installation. Now's the time to upgrade and save money on a more efficient hot water system and take advantage of government incentives and free installation. Reduce your energy costs today with a heat pump from Right Price. Make the switch with Right Price Hot Water.
At Right Price, heating and cooling, you can get the price right at Right Price.
They call me Morning Fresh, I clean up greasy mess. The only one to trust to get through all this stuff. They call me Morning Fresh, I clean up greasy mess.
Power through mess with Morning Fresh.
The NDIS support workers at Inspire Care SA don't have jobs. They have purpose. There's a big difference. A job might get you from A to B. Purpose is about why you're going. To the footy, the doctor, the beach, to visit mum, to grab a coffee. Wherever life takes you, we'll help you get there with transport and support. For people who care where you're going and want to be there too, get in touch with Inspire Care SA. Care with purpose.
Up-to-the-minute news for South Australia. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Cloudy with an overnight low of 11. Cloudy tomorrow with tops of 18. Good evening, I'm Tamira Francis with the 6 o'clock news.
Agostino Mitsubishi's is overstocked with demos that must be cleared. Upgrade your vehicle today. Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
An SA police contractor hasn't made a bail application in court today after he allegedly live-streamed sexually explicit material of children in the Philippines. 68-year-old Jonathan Philip Poole charged with possessing child abuse material after a tip-off from US authorities. Police confirm Paul was a contractor, but his employment was terminated. He's due to face court again in December. Another South Australian disability services provider has collapsed, leaving around 3,000 people in limbo. The MS Society of South Australia has gone into voluntary administration. CEO Sean Kennedy says they've posted significant losses for the last 3 years for a range of reasons.
The decline in our lotteries, which is a major fundraising source from the community. We recently lost a government contract to employ and provide employment services across Adelaide. The third element was the recent review of the NDIS pricing has meant that we've had restrictions and reduced incomes.
The state government has already helped bail out Bedford after it announced it was on the brink of collapse. Check your emails and your texts. The winners of the tourism vouchers have been announced. More than 123,000 people registered for the ballot, which this time focuses on areas hardest hit by the algal bloom crisis. Successful, you'll be notified via SMS and email. The Albanese government is accusing the opposition of rogue foreign policy after rejecting Australia's decision to support a Palestinian state. Michael Packey reports.
Australia, the UK and Canada have joined 150 other countries in recognising Palestinian statehood, but the move has angered Israel and the United States, who argue it rewards terrorist group Hamas. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says recognition comes with a series of conditions, including elections which exclude Hamas and the release of all Israeli hostages.
We need to have a positive path forward.
The opposition's Michaelia Cash says the move does not have bipartisan support.
For God's sakes, we are today recognising terrorism.
While in the US, Mr Albanese is hoping to lock in his first face-to-face meeting with Donald Trump, but the president is yet to agree.
Health experts in Australia are urging pregnant women to talk to their doctor rather than rely on announcements from the White House. US President Donald Trump has asserted an unproven link between the painkiller and autism. Australia's medicines regulator has reconfirmed the drug is safe for use in pregnancy. Obstetrician Gino Pacarero says women shouldn't be alarmed.
Please be reassured that you're not doing anything wrong if you're taking the advice of your trained medical specialists. We've got a right to take away people's pain and suffering. Remember that removing pain also has a beneficial effect.
An 8th young man has been charged over the brutal machete murders of 2 boys in Melbourne's West earlier this month. A 15-year-old boy who is currently in custody on unrelated matters has today been charged with murder. It comes 4 days after 7 other males were also charged with murder. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Collect the latest Pokemon packs and single cards at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
The Brisbane Lions are facing their 3rd consecutive grand final. The team will head to Melbourne to take on the Geelong Cats this Saturday. Both Lachie Neale and Jared Berry have been seen in light training at the open day at Springfield. These fans shared their thoughts on the dynamic duo's potential to play with them both nursing injuries.
Lachie will surely come back, right, Jared?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about them. They're looking good. Yeah, they should be right. It's a grand final. Push a little bit.
Last year's hard luck grand final story for the Lions, Oscar McHenry, says he's excited at the opportunity to run out for the Brisbane against Geelong. The Lions ruck missed last year's grand final with a dislocated shoulder. He says he hasn't thought about missing out on the premiership this year.
Last year's irrelevant, to be honest. Every year we set out to try and go as deep as we can, and we've given ourselves an opportunity this year, and I'm just excited to be part of it.
Meanwhile, in basketball, star 36ers import Montrezl Harrell says it's not China stopping him from playing in the NBL this season, but the Australian Sports Committee. On the bright side, with Bryce Cotton becoming an Aussie citizen recently, and should Harrell and the club sever ties, their roster would have room for not 1 but 2 fresh import players. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
Still got really big delays at Waterloo Corner due to that crash on the north-south motorway near Waterloo Corner Road. If you can, try Port Wakefield Road on the drive home to avoid the worst of it. Salisbury South, the crash, Cross Keys Road near Enterprise Drive, and really busy at the moment at Park Terrace in North Adelaide. Camera, Gorge Road at Athelston. Fiji Airways flash sale on now. One-way flights to Fiji from Adelaide from $309. Book now at the award-winning FijiAirways.com or your travel agent. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
It's going to be cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 11. Cloudy tomorrow, 18 the tops. Thursday, partly cloudy and 20. Friday, partly cloudy also, 22. Saturday, there's a chance of a shower with tops of 19. Right now, it's 13 degrees. Let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you, I'm Brenton Braglis. Tonight, an SA police contractor has fronted court charged with alleged online child abuse offences. Thousands of clients are in limbo as the MS Society of SA and NT call in administrators. And Snoop Dogg has been spotted enjoying a kick at the MCG with Collingwood's Dacos brothers. Don't worry, you haven't missed the news. Start over on 9 Now as soon as you're home.
I'm Professor Mike Steer, marine scientist. 3 extraordinary environmental events have led to this algal bloom. First, the River Murray flood washed large amounts of nutrients into the ocean. Second, deep nutrient-rich waters were pushed up to our coastline. And third, a marine heat wave lifted ocean temperatures. This bloom will eventually pass. Until then, we're monitoring it closely. To stay informed, visit algalbloom.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
3, 4... Oh, I'm practising mindfulness by counting my 10 original tenders. That's 10 little wins for 10 little dollars. In a piece has never been this affordable. KFC, FLG, not everywhere, not forever, pick up only.
When helping people becomes a business, people can become mere numbers. But at ADL Support Services, we truly care about personal supports for you. I'm Lisa River, and our family-run business is filled with like-minded and dedicated individuals passionate about finding the joy in the ordinary and the yes in the can't. If you or someone you love has a current NDIS plan or is living with a disability, talk to us. Visit adlsupportservices.com.au.
Setting the agenda for South Australia. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Talking Adelaide sport. This is the 5AA Sports Show.
With Ned McHenry and Matt Crouch at 9 minutes after 6, Rowie and Timmy on holidays. Rowie back next week. Looking forward to his return. Goodness me. He's enjoying his holiday at the moment. I know that. He's getting plenty of fish. There might be something to report on the fishing show tonight, which is coming up at 6:30.
Looking forward to that. Lots coming up on the fishing show, but it's not time for that just yet. We've got a man on who's seeing them like absolute beach balls. Justin Sanger from SA Men's Cricket Team joins us. G'day, Jason.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Very well. I just called you Justin, not Jason, didn't I?
Yeah, look, I've been called 10 Beer Sanger a lot as well, so we play for New South Wales, so yeah, it's not the first time, but that's okay.
Jason, it just completely dawned on me that I just did that. Hang on, let's get right back on track because you are in great form. How are you seeing your cricket at the moment?
Yeah, look, it's been good. It's been a nice winter. Obviously, we finished off the season last year really well and with some good success. So, and then obviously, yeah, I had the Aussie A series in Darwin. Had some trial games leading into the season, but it was nice to keep playing some cricket during the winter up in the top end. So, but yeah, like the boys are obviously pretty keen. We're keen to get amongst it, and yeah, obviously we've got our second game against WA at Karen Bolton tomorrow. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Awesome, Jason. Matt Crouch here, mate. I've watched your cricket from afar from a while now, mate. And I've loved when you came over to South Australia. How have you found the move coming over to South Australia from New South Wales and obviously winning the Shield final in the One Day Cup last year? How have you seen the move?
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been really fitting, actually. It reminds me of sort of where my parents are from, up in Newcastle, and sort of more of a community. Everyone's got a little bit more time for each other, and yeah, it's just a really sort of patriotic city or state. So I think like moving over here has just been as smooth as it possibly could be. the love for cricket in this state is so, evident. And when footy season, everyone's loving the footy, and when the Crows or Port are doing really well, the whole city's, lighting up, and it's the real buzz. And I sort of felt like that as well during the cricket season when, our South Australian team, we were playing really well. And, I've said before, like leading into that Shield final, how many people were sort of coming up to us during the week and wishing us good luck. And I think I made a bit of a cheeky joke about how you never get that in Sydney or Melbourne or the biggest states, biggest cities. But here it's just been really nice. I've really loved my time here. And I really can't see myself even moving back, even once cricket is all over. It's just it's just been off field. It's been really nice.
That's great to hear, mate. How did you go playing against your brother a few days ago? Was there much sledging? I think he took 4 poles, didn't he, in the end?
Yeah, he bowled pretty well. No, we've actually never really played against each other a hell of a lot. Always sort of played with each other, but no, look, he's obviously doing really well. He's obviously played some games for Australia already, and he keeps getting better and better. So, yeah, I would have liked to be out there for a little bit longer on Saturday and try and hit him over the fence a few times. But, no, I'll have to save it for another game.
Awesome, mate. That's one thing I wanted to sort of ask you is the mental side of cricket, and how do you bounce back when you have a failure? Like if you don't get runs or you have a bad performance, how do you bounce back and I guess move on to the next game and so you can get a score in the next game? What's your process you go through with that?
Yeah, I think just as a batter and just as a cricketer and a professional sports player in general, I think you do got to ride the wave sometimes, and you know that not every time is going to be perfect. Obviously, it was really disappointing for the way that we probably started our season with the bat, but knowing our one-day record and, obviously being the champions from last year, I think it's just really important not to sort of, reinvent the wheel or throw the toys out of the cot. It's just about going back to what really works for us. Personally, it's just about, giving myself more of a chance down the middle, going back to my processes, backing my skill set again. And then, just trying to sort of, I guess, understand that maybe last game was a bit of a blip and that's okay. That sometimes happens. It doesn't just happen to us. It happens to a lot of teams as well. And I think if you look back at, we sort of spoke about it after the game, if you look back at probably our last sort of 10 to 15 games in both red and white ball, there's only 2 bad games that we really had with the bat. So that was really important for us to just to reconnect, regroup, and focus on obviously on tomorrow's game. Address probably some of the areas that we could have worked on, but the really good thing about having someone like Alex Carey in your side, he's really big on, you don't reinvent the wheel. Like it's okay, it happens. One bad game, that doesn't mean we're bad players. And I think it's just really important just to be able to try and distinguish that and making sure that we don't get too caught up. And it also works the other way. When things are going really well and you are batting really well, it doesn't mean that you're absolutely stacking him and there's no chance you're ever going to get out and you're batting like Don Bradman. Like you got to make sure you stay level, regardless if you have good games or bad. And I'll obviously on the personal note try and rectify my innings and what I can do tomorrow to make sure that I get my team to a competitive score or to hopefully win the game.
Jason, Rhino Harris, we fell in love with his commentary around last year's win, obviously. He spoke about being optimistic, being brave around your ambitions and your goals. How does he motivate you to go again?
Yeah, obviously Rhino's, that's exactly, it sounds like something that Rhino would say. He's very passionate. He really cares a lot about all the guys as well. And, I think when you have a coach who really cares about you as a person, obviously as a cricketer as well, but, when you think of Ryan Harris, you think of someone who absolutely gave it all on the field for his country, for his state, and you just think of those words, courageous, brave. And I think when you have a coach like that, it makes you, that's infectious, and it rubs on us as well. So, yeah, he's been awesome with us. I've obviously known Rhino since I was about 16, when he sort of first came onto the coaching scene doing some of the pathway stuff for the Australia under 16s, 17s and 19s. And yeah, not much has changed. He really sort of, he goes to, he goes to great lengths to make sure that guys are fit, guys are ready, guys are really good off the field, and I think that's one of his best attributes. And as a playing group, we never want to let him down or let the other coaching staff down, and because we know how much they care about our success and how much they really want this group to perform well and to perform well for the state. So yeah, it was pretty short and sharp messaging this week. As I said, we just sort of dusted off. It wasn't our best game. That's okay. We know we're a good team in this format, and we've had some great success. So let's not go back to let's not reinvent the wheel. Let's just make sure we do what we do well. Back each other in, back our skills in, and start again tomorrow.
What about your ambitions for this current season, mate? You obviously got some big runs last year and got a ton in the Shield final. What are your ambitions, and have you had any communication with Australian selectors, or how does that work in that aspect?
Yeah, well, it's funny. I feel like cricket's all about timing. Timing in terms of as a batter, how many times you hit the middle, but also timing just when you're scoring runs. And I think if you were to probably ask me this question maybe 12 months ago, it would have been a lot different. And I guess on a personal note, like, it's nice to probably hear that my name is potentially floating around that scene a little bit, but to be brutally honest, I'm really lucky. I've got a great support crew around me, and all they sort of worry about is making sure that I'm giving it my best, whether it's for Kensington Cricket Club on a Saturday, whether it's South Australia, making sure that I'm ready to play, and I'm always trying to play well for my team. And look, if that gets me some high honours and some high representation, that's obviously fantastic, and no doubt every kid's dream is to play for Australia. But for me, I think when I was really young, going into like my 19, 20, 21, when I sort of first came on the scene, I really wanted that ambition to play for Australia, and it really sort of probably weighed in the back of my mind and the back of my shoulders quite a lot. And I feel like last year was just a chance for me just to really sort of focus on playing cricket, whoever I was playing for at the time. And I really enjoyed my cricket that way, and I really enjoyed my cricket for South Australia. So, look, you just never know what the future holds. And, of course, I just want to keep playing well. And I guess if that leads to higher honours, then that's obviously fantastic. But at the moment, like, I'm just really, really keen on repeating good performances, being really consistent. Because as a batter, it's the hardest thing to do is to stay consistent. And yeah, for me, I just want to keep contributing to as many wins as I can, whoever I'm sort of playing for.
Fantastic. Will you take on WA tomorrow at Karen Rolton? I'm sure there'll be plenty that get out there to support. Good luck, mate. Go well, and we'll chat to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. Jason Sanger, our guest.
And the Shield starts in about a Saturday following this weekend, so that's not too far away either. With the Sheffield Shield back in action, the One Day Cup, it's all of a sudden cricket season real quick. Just before we get to the break...
Hot off the press.
After about an hour's worth of deliberation at the AFL Tribunal, common sense has prevailed.
No.
He got Marbior Chol has got off his three-match ban.
Has he?
Yeah.
3-0.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Well, where's some of our... Phil called in. He was as negative as... It wasn't even glass half empty. His glass didn't even have any water in it. Phil, call back and smile, because there you go. The game is back.
That is
finally
quite amazing, considering just about every single concussion incident leads to a 3-match ban. It's unequivocal. On this occasion, they've let him go.
They've let him go. That's an interesting one, isn't it? I thought he was no chance. I thought he might get down to maybe 2, but no.
Boys, common sense is the only thing that's not common in our game, and there's one example of it being evident. Everyone, 8223 0000. Just call up. You don't even have to say anything. Just smile, and then get off the line. It's as simple as that. Well done.
Paul Curtis will be filthy. It's 20 after 6.
5AA proudly supports Football SA. Congratulations to 2024 NPL Grand Final champions, Campbelltown, proudly supported by major sponsor Chemist King. Affordable health, beauty and everyday essentials across 9 Adelaide locations. They check prices daily, so you don't have to. It's been a sensational season so far this year. So from 5AA, good luck to all the teams fighting it out for this year's championship. 5AA, a proud supporter of grassroots sport.
Are you thirsty for some fresh and juicy cashback? Ooh, dazzling little discounts? Topped off with some deals that are, to put it frankly, absolutely stunning? Mwah. Well, you'll find it all with Westpac Rewards. Your all-access pass to almost anything and everything rewardy. Just open the Westpac app and search Westpac Rewards. It's simply bursting with the good stuff. T's and C's, eligibility and credit criteria apply.
At Complete Care, we're more than just a care provider, we're a family. As we celebrate our 10th year, our mission remains the same, to empower our specialised team of carers and client service managers to help people living with a disability. We provide personalised services, including cleaning and home maintenance, to social support and transportation. We look after you like family, offering a warm, caring touch that sets us apart. At Complete Care, we're the company with heart. Complete Care, with a K.
With music at the touch of a button nowadays, there's something extra special about going to Clarity Records and taking it home on vinyl. It's a way of saying this album is so important to you. You want to hold it in the flesh and take the time to soak it in.
There's nothing like the sound of a record and its piece of music history. From Beatles to Black Sabbath, from Miles Davis to Metallica, Clarity Records know their music.
Yeah, they do. Whether you're buying the first of many or you're hunting something down, drop in, browse and reminisce.
And don't forget to tune into our Grand Final Eve this Friday, September 26, from 2 to 3 p.m. Leaf Forest will be spinning some of the greatest AFL tracks of all time, thanks to Clarity Records. Your fully independent record store serving the local music community for over 15 years. 60 Pulteney Street, Adelaide, or check out our clarityrecords.net.
At Mamex, we're turning 60. To celebrate, we're giving away 60 selected Bonaire air conditioners over 60 days. To enter, simply get a free quote or come in and see us weekdays at any Mamex store until October 31st and complete an entry form. And you could win one of 60 selected Bonaire air conditioners in our 60-year birthday giveaway.
T's and C's at manix.com.au. SA licence T25/1294.
But hurry, it's for 60 days only.
Are you serious? Someone at KFC was like, let's fry cookie dough. Honestly, that's pure genius. 3 for just $2.95. Yes! Warm, gooey, mouth-watering choc chip magic for less than $3. KFC, FLG, not everywhere, not forever, pick up only.
Get summer ready with TJM. Whether you're hitting the beach or heading off-road, TJM has the latest in four-wheel drive and camping gear to keep your adventure ready. Check out our brand new 270-degree freestanding awning, rooftop tents, camp chairs, fridges and everything else you'll need for the ultimate outdoor setup. Drive with confidence all summer long with TJM's range of bull bars, vehicle protection and premium suspension options, including GVM upgrades. TJM Nailsworth, Ranella and now Mount Gambier.
Talking Adelaide sports, this is the 5AA Sports Show.
At 24 minutes after 6, we have Ned McHenry and Matt Crouch. They'll return again tomorrow as well and on Thursday. Looking forward to a little bit more of these two going hard to work very soon as well from 6:30. Ned McHenry takes over with the 5AA Fishing Show. A little bit of news around in footy though.
Yeah, stick around for the fishing show. Looking forward to that. But until then, we've got lots of sports still to talk about. Let's wrap up what the AFL landscape looks like because there are some moving parts. Firstly, Cripps had his say on Charlie Kerner. Is he moving? Is he not?
I'm pretty confident. I don't know. I'm a really good mate of Charles's, and he's like, you don't get too many players of his sort of calibre, play AFL footy.
I want to pose the question to you, Crouchy, as someone really, really fresh out of the game. Has the landscape changed? Are players not wanting to just go to big Melbourne clubs for large crowds? Are they wanting to actually get away from the media scrutiny and hide away a little bit and have some better work-life balance?
Yeah, I think we're seeing that more and more, aren't we? Like, I feel like in the older days that you guys would want to go to the bigger clubs and play under the spotlight and almost, Friday nights for Collingwood and big games like that. But now we're sort of seeing guys that are more inclined to go for a lifestyle change as well, rather than just going to the big clubs.
Yeah, the other one is Jordan Ridley. He's the one, there was some conjecture around potentially leaving Essendon. Let's have a listen to this.
Well, Mitch Cleary has reported that he has told Essendon, that's Jordan Ridley, that he wants to stay and won't be seeking a trade.
Yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
The quote here from Ridley is, "I'm fully committed to playing my best football here. I have immense faith in Brad Scott and the direction he's taking this developing group."
Well, that's an interesting story out of Essendon. Obviously, there's been some change. David Barham out, Andrew Welsh in, and he recently spoke about Zach Merritt, Crouchy.
We've been very strong and Zach's a required player. He's one of our great leaders, our captain, champion. I've really enjoyed the conversations with him and he'll be at Essendon next year.
Change of tune?
Yeah, they have a little bit there. I think they'll be saying that clearly now. They want to keep him, but more for trade value as well. I think that's going to be the message. It's going to be an interesting little trade period with Zach and see what happens there.
Yeah, how do you go? How do you see his position now as an AFL captain? I thought he spoke well at the Brownlow. Yeah. He was obviously interviewed last night, but it must be tricky for him.
Yeah, I think as playing under him too, if your captain put himself out there and did that, I think it's hard for then to walk back into a footy club and have the respect of the playing group, knowing that your captain probably doesn't really want to be here. So it's an interesting one. If he does have to walk back into that footy club, how it'll work.
We've heard Harry Sheasel. He spoke about Jai Simpkins' departure. He was quite complimentary of Jai. He said he's not necessarily exploring a trade necessarily. He's just seeing what his options are. But if Geordie Dawson last year went out and did that, Matty, as you said before, I mean, you couldn't have been pleased.
No, I don't think, especially being the captain of the footy club, their role is to be all over the direction of the footy club and to be leading that. And I think, they're seeking a trade. That's probably not it doesn't send the best message to your playing group.
Yeah, we spoke to James Rahali earlier in the program. So if you missed that, jump on the podcast, of course. We asked him the question about Geelong's culture. They're different, aren't they? They kind of, implore their older players to make their own decisions, drive their own career, and they've done really well with an older style of list. Scott Pendlebury had his say on how that might work at Collingwood.
Sort of only have to look at the side. One of the sides playing in it this year, don't you? I think they won in 22, was it? And everyone said they were an old side, and they're back there again. They played in the prelim last year. So, yeah, I think Geelong's the benchmark for a lot of clubs, and they can say they're old or whatever, but they contend every year.
Right now, do Collingwood play finals next year or not?
No, I don't think they do.
Oh, massive call, Crouch.
Yeah, I understand what Pendles is saying there and the direction he's talking about, but we heard this today about Elliott potentially leaving. They're an ageing list, and I don't think they'll play finals next year, no.
Now, you were unique because you had injuries that actually limited the back end of your career and most recently with having to leave the game. But as you get older, what are the pros and cons of being an experienced player, right? Like, what are the good things about it and what are some of the challenges?
In terms of week-to-week playing-wise?
Yeah, when you get to that age, I mean, if you're a Collingwood player who's 30, 32, what are some of the good things about that, Crouchy, that you might know, or what are some of the challenges?
Yeah, I guess the experience of you've been there before and you've gathered that experience over the years, but I think on the flip side of that is getting yourself up to train and play at a high level. You've got to definitely put in more work into your body and in your preparation to get yourself right. But you see some of the guys like Pendlebury and Dangerfield who have been able to do that and have been so successful.
Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it, how people are going to try and manage different lists. We've got some different news coming in as well. Apparently there's news about Myercheck, potentially Mitchell leaving, so it could be a real change across Collingwood's list. It's all a watch this space, isn't it?
It certainly is. We are at 29 after 6, which means we've run out of time because the fishing show is coming up with you, Nettie. But, Matty, got to say, great debut, mate.
Yeah, wow.
Very, very good from you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. I've loved it and really enjoyed it.
Well, we're going to see you back here at 4 o'clock tomorrow, so looking forward to having you back. Matty Crouchy with Ned McHenry. Time for us to go. The fishing show, as we said, coming up straight after this.
Tell you what, letting those Victorian yahoos get their grubby hands on every